Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are a few minutes in, so let's go ahead and get started. I hope everyone is having a fantastic first day of October. I am so very excited. I love the fall. Me and a few of the other speakers were just talking about how we love fall vibes. It's finally October. So I'm so excited to be kicking off the 1st of October with everyone here today and talking about today's whale watching topic: convert and conquer expert tactics for BFCM success. So let's go ahead and dive right in today. Okay. We have an incredible speaker lineup for y'all today. I am so very excited. We have so many amazing experts. We have Michael joining us from Gorgias, SJ from Justuno, Erin from Triple Whale, Ben from Post Pilot, Cheyenne from Resonate, Zach from Smart Sites, Kim from Absolute Web, and James from Rainy City. And that's not all, folks. It would not be a whale watching webinar if we did not have some amazing prizes for y'all today. We have so many amazing giveaway items from Triple Well and Justuno and Gorgeous and Post Pilot, some amazing giveaway items from gift cards to pool floaties, which is really exciting, to AirPod Pros, tons of gift cards, and a Hex-clad frying pan. There's so many amazing prizes. And I know you're probably asking yourself, Mia, girl, how can I win some of these amazing prizes? Well, let me tell you, amazing question. So after every speaker's presentation, I'm literally just going to blindly scroll through the chat and choose a giveaway winner. So the more active and engaged you are in the chat, the better chance you have of winning these giveaway items. So stay engaged in there, ask all of the questions, chat amongst yourselves. If a speaker says something amazing, type in the chat why you agree with it. Let's just keep this fun and exciting and engaged. So with that said, I am going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to go ahead and pull up our first speaker of the day. So joining me on stage, we have Michael from Gorgias. Everyone, Michael is a tech partner manager at Gorgias, and prior to working at Gorgias, Michael worked on the tech partnerships team at Aircall, scaling help desk platform partnerships. He also spent close to 6 years at Beyond working on building out affiliate and production partnership programs. Michael also has sales experience from Tesla Motors. He's passionate about developing long-term strategic partnerships that drive mutual benefit for both organizations in his free time. And in his free time, he loves specialty coffee, old BMWs, practicing all manners of photography, and attempting to catch something while fishing around the San Fran Bay Area. So, Michael, come and join us up on the stage. Oh, it looks like we are having some technical difficulties. That's okay.
Hi.
We're going to go straight to the next speaker, Annabelle. So we're going to go to Michael in just a minute. Joining me up on stage instead, we have SJ from Justuno. Keeping things rolling, guys. So SJ is the partner marketing manager at Justuno. And in this role, she collaborates with Justuno users and other tools in your tech stack to deliver features and strategies that transform on-site visitors into customers. Hello, Gorgeous. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing so great. Why don't you go ahead and get your deck pulled up, SJ, and we'll dive right in.
Okie doke. Okay, that should be a nice clean view. Fabulous. All right, I know we're on the topic of converting and it's holidays, so please keep in mind that everything I'm suggesting here is meant to focus on that same session conversion on your website. Because from the Justuno perspective, we are all about optimizing all of those clicks that come through to your website and then getting someone to the next step. So excited to see any questions or comments that come in and kind of where you're at in your planning, so I can cater what I'm saying today. So my whole pitch today is about segmenting to convert. And I know segmenting is on your mind, right? We're capturing all the zero and first party data. So it's kind of like a duh. Yes, we know we need to segment. So I'm going to break down the key segments that we can look at for the holiday season that will deliver that revenue that we're looking for. And I'll start off with some stats and then I'll get into just how you would even think about setting this up. And this is all coming from the perspective of the website, right? And at Justuno, we are all about those pop-up experiences. So this is specifically for those pop-ups that you're firing on your website to engage a visitor and to get them through to the cart or checkout page. Coolio. So first I'm going to get into people that are exiting, a classic type of segment. Then I'll get into carts that are being abandoned in that same session, and then different signals that we can look at and a key signal that we would want to address. First, I will start off with some stats here to really get us rolling into that exit cart abandonment mindset. Ideally, you already have maybe an email flow or an SMS flow. Excuse me. That is addressing this type of segment. So in this example that I have, we have someone coming from an owned channel email. They're receiving this pop-up that is giving them that urgency. It's giving them their unique code, and we're getting them back into cart. So this is kind of picking up exactly where someone left off on their previous cart experience. It is focusing on what you know about them and that they are already visiting from a specific UTM email. And what we see from this is that on the right hand side, when we have these stats, someone that does not get served up this pop-up experience, they've got a pretty solid conversion rate, right? We're at 11% for mobile. That's awesome. But when they do engage, that goes up 3 times when it comes to conversion. And that's in that session, they are actually applying that coupon code to that cart that they have, and then they are converting. So this is that approach where ideally, we want everyone on that first session to convert. I know that's like the dream, but in reality, not everyone is going to. So that's where we target this return visitor, and all of your retargeting efforts. You're using those UTMs, and you're setting up different conditions in Justuno to say, if they're coming from this UTM, let's show them this type of offer or this type of creative and design. So with this middle design that I have up here, this is where when it comes to the holiday time, we do want to show something that is ungated. We don't really want to prioritize lead capture at this point. We want to get them into the next step without any friction. And unfortunately, lead captures, whether it's for email or SMS, is some type of friction when someone is just trying to speedily get to the cart. And the idea is you will get that email or that SMS post purchase in all of your other efforts. So at this time, it's about providing a really solid coupon code. And I love when a brand they're giving this coupon code. It's a unique code. So you know where to attribute that if that's something that you're really wanting to focus on. So knowing exactly where that code came from, if it's served up in a pop-up, and then you can see that performance moving on. I'll get into my next example to kind of set the stage here. This one's great from Lambs and Ivy. I mean, number one, they did a really great job in branding this type of pop-up. It's not your average full page or just a classic center box pop-up. So we got really creative with this, which is great. And post holiday, this is something that you can test, whether it's just a normal kind of square pop-up versus this more creative version. And this is a different scenario where we aren't giving this cart abandonment message whenever they're coming from a retargeting campaign. We're actually serving this up after they've added something to cart and once they break the session barrier on your website. So that just means their mouse is going up into the back button, or they're going to change their URL, something of that nature, or they could be idle on your website for X amount of time. Of course, we want to consider, right, if they're going to get their wallet, maybe that's taking a little bit longer. A sweet spot for idle time is going to be around 20 to 30 seconds for you to pause and then show this type of pop-up. And so in this case, we're following that really good structure of we're giving the offer, we're very clear about what that offer is, and then here we're doing a tap to copy. So we're not taking them to their next cart page, but we are letting them know that this is the action you can take to actually apply this automatically to your cart or copy to paste, depending on where they're shopping. I think the beauty with that tap to copy is we're able to really be with a visitor, whether they're shopping on mobile or on desktop, and then being able to use that code dynamically in terms of their experience. So this one, in terms of the highlights for an engaged visitor, right? So someone that actually saw this, but not only did they see this, they clicked on a button. That's the engagement we're looking at and tracking. That's going to deliver a 34% conversion rate. So you can see here, we're in the 30s, whether we are reacting to a UTM or just reacting to behavior on a website. And this pop-up, these campaigns for this cart abandoner contributed to 7% of revenue for this brand. So a significant piece of revenue, and especially with cart abandonment, just on average going to be higher as people are browsing and trying to find the best product for them this holiday. It's bound to happen. So we're all about recovering that revenue and doing so either in the same session, in this case, or in a return session, like I showed before with that Tipsy Elves example. So those are the numbers, right? We can see that it works in showing something whenever someone has abandoned cart. And this is where I'll get into that further segmentation. So those are like our bigger bubble segments. And then when we want to consider addressing friction during an exit scenario, we can even go deeper into targeting window shoppers. So those that are leaving without items in their cart. We can go into specific cart abandoners. So people that are actually just exiting the cart page. And that's where you can really showcase one, your Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer, and then maybe you even sweeten the deal with points or a free gift, something that really keeps you within those healthy margins and doesn't feel like you're just giving everything away to everyone. You can build your own type of exiting segment. And this for our Justuno clients looks something like knowing how many pages it takes before someone is actually going to exit and leave your site for good. On desktop and on mobile, that can differ. On desktop, it may be 2 pages before someone exits. On mobile, it may be 5 pages. And that's just us looking into the data, seeing what the behavior is like. And then you're building your own segment from there. And once again, that's in order to really avoid throwing everything at everyone if that is a concern. But with it being the holiday time, I would advise, or I would suggest that it's okay to have that blanketed exit approach. And the idea is to really address what the pain points may be, right? What those objections are for someone leaving immediately. The classics are shipping issue, when they'll get something, of course, any kind of pricing. And then just as they're comparing between other brands or just other website experiences, like how easy it is to actually get to checkout. So on the right hand side here, I have just how you would actually lay that out in Justuno. You have an enrollment trigger, aka the segment that we're targeting, and then we have these if then branches. Pretty similar to how you would experience like an SMS or an email flow that you're setting up. And this is all you need. You're just setting up these 2 branches that are targeting these different types of people that are exiting. In this case, we have a browse abandonment. So we're focusing on exit navigation. So we're actually just trying to show them different CTAs to keep them on your website. That's addressing a different metric in bounce rate, time on site, time to conversion. And then on the right hand side, we have our exit offer. And this is actually a countdown with an incentive, which makes sense because this is actually someone that's leaving with an item in their cart. So very simple. In terms of these designs, you can swap out the images, change up the colors, and even where the CTAs are leading to make that really on brand. Next up, I have our same session carts in real time. So getting into carts that are abandoned in that same session that they arrive. So not really waiting for those retargeting ads. I'm not waiting for the email or the text to get sent out. Typically, like they're already browsing another brand before you've gotten those to trigger, which is understandable. It is the holiday season. That's kind of how people are behaving. So we want to set up these pop-ups to address that more immediate behavior on a website where someone is giving the signal that they have intent, but they're about to leave. And here's more like, what do we want to show them? I know I've been hearing a lot, I should say, that discounts aren't really the way that we want to go, or people have been discounting all year. It's not really going to hit this year. And I remember last year it was kind of like lackluster in terms of the offers that we saw. I think maybe I saw as high as 30%, which is something that I'm kind of used to seeing throughout the year. So these are different incentives when it comes to those carts during the same session that you can consider. Extended returns, different exchange window, warranty and guarantees, of course, even a higher discount or kind of bundling what your Black Friday, Cyber Monday is and what VIPers are getting, for example. And then last but not least, reviews and UGC. That is so crucial to really combining with an incentive or an offer so that you can be a little bit just be more relatable to that merchant, and it's easier to compare when they are seeing other value props or other trust signals on other websites. You want that to be front and center, and it's not time to make your visitors dig for all this information when it comes to extended warranties or returns. It's really easy to set up a banner on your website, have a little details link that when you hover over it, it shows what all of those details are related to returns or warranty or whatever it is that may be really specific to your sale or to shopping on your website. All industries are different, right? My last one here is going to be about reacting to key visitor signals. So we're on the train of exit and cart abandoners and really engaging with them proactively. So when we're thinking about these visitors, if we in order to determine like the best pop-up or message to serve them, we want to think about the source. Where are they coming from? And this is, the kind of the basic kind of targeting you could do that's going to deliver results because it is the reason that they actually came to your website. And we do this via UTMs. We are targeting influencers or creators that's really hot, especially in the TikTok space, of course. I see a lot of brands leaning into that for the holidays. We have referrals, any kind of ads that you have, and then, of course, the owned channels of email and SMS flows. So when someone is coming to your website from these sources that you're targeting, that's how you can determine what is the best message to serve up if they do decide to abandon cart. Or better yet, just be really proactive and show these type of messages as they first arrive on the website, as they've traveled a page on your website, right? Traditionally, we're all used to getting that lead capture just smack right when we land on a website, but that is not the ideal experience. And especially when that's like so repetitive, like you just get that experience every time. You want to switch that up in the holidays, and you do want to provide an ungated message or offer when someone arrives on the site. The email will come, the phone number will come down the line, I promise. So if we're thinking about targeting based off of the source data that you have, this is where we will again set up our enrollment trigger. What segment are we targeting? All of them. And then we have these if then branches that allow us to say, okay, for direct traffic, they're probably coming a little bit more determined with a little bit more intent. So what we can show them is maybe more of a gift guide. And that could take place in, this example, not quite sure what to gift. We're then asking them, are you shopping for him or for her? And then this traffic source based messaging is just a quiz that's asking really significant questions that leads into a lead capture for you to then send a whole email flow based off of what that guide should be. So you can see here how we're tying in a lot of value and own channels together to deliver what we call an experience. On the right-hand side, I have this example of if someone's coming from paid or organic, this is a lead capture. And on the left-hand side, it has a bunch of trust statements. And it's really meant to show like, okay, our shipping is top-notch, returns are easy, X warranty is available. And the idea here is with paid or organic, right? You're probably investing in that, of course, at this point, and probably a lot more than you did at any time in the year. So I do have clients that come and they really want to focus on lead capture, and that is our goal. Totally understandable. That's where I would pivot to this kind of design, showing value, adding that to the lead capture, and then you can still continue this by asking for the phone number and any other additional data that you want. That really helps you in like the next 2 to 3 months in that targeting in your own channels or your retargeting ads. Cool. So I'll leave us with this when it comes to these conversion tips. We want to address friction. So set something up for someone that's exiting. We want to save same session carts. So in that moment, what can we do? And it is about throwing your best offer out there, but at the right time. So that's those signals of them abandoning cart or just depending on the certain page that they're on. And then react to key visitor signals. Number one is going to be your source data. That's super easy to target and just align your messaging with that. And the goal is like meet the expectation of why they actually clicked through. Oh man. So that wraps it up for me. Please feel free to scan this to get a free website conversion audit. That's where we can actually go through all of your sources and understand what would be the most ideal pop-up presentation at that point for different sources and really understanding where are the gaps on your website where pop-ups can really fill in.
That
Oopsie,
was
I think I heard someone. Oh, there you are. Okay.
So amazing, SJ. Thank you so much. There's already been so much chatter and so much agreement with all of the points that you were making and so many questions. We are at time, so I would love if you could head into that chat and answer some of those questions that you were being asked because so many people had so many amazing things to share and ask while you were presenting. Before I let you go, though, we are going to go ahead and choose a giveaway winner. Y'all, SJ has an amazing prize for you guys today. So Justuno is going to be giving away a Sunny Life pool floaty, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll through this chat blindly and choose our winner.
No one has been disappointed by the floaty, guys. Just
I love that. Everyone, so our winner today is Ketty Marino. Congratulations, Ketty. You are taking home a brand new Sunny Life pool floaty. Yay!
Oh, Caddy. Nice. Thanks all.
Amazing. Thank you so much, SJ. We'll catch you soon. Okay, everyone, we resolved our tech issues. Also, just wanted to make an announcement. If anyone is having a hard time seeing the speaker's webinar deck, or they just want to make it larger, if you go ahead and you hover your mouse on the top left or top right corner, you'll be able to hit the little button that says full screen, and you will be able to make it much bigger so that you can go ahead and catch all of the amazing details that the presenters are talking about. And also the best part is we are recording this. So have no fear if our presenters whizzed through anything that you wanted to spend a little bit more time on. We will be sending out this recording, so you guys will be able to go through at your own pace and take down any notes that you may have missed. So with that said, we are going to go ahead and keep things moving, and we're going to go ahead and bring up our next speaker. So joining me on stage from Gorgias, we have Michael, our tech partner manager at Gorgias. Welcome to the stage. Michael, I already gave your intro, so I'm going to go ahead and just hand the stage over to you. Go ahead and pull up your webinar deck, and the stage is all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mia. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are today. Calling in from sunny San Francisco. So yeah, really excited to chat today on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's happening. It's around the corner, whether we like it or not. And kind of today, I wanted to share a couple of things, kind of more from a customer experience, customer support perspective on how you can kind of best set yourself up for success, or maybe even just some things, some food for thought. Hey, have I looked into setting these kinds of things up? Have I considered this to help shore up your strategy of how you're going to succeed and get all these new customers and better service them as your volume of questions inevitably increases. So to kind of give some background here, how can you help me is really the ultimate question we need to be asking ourselves, or that the customers are asking of us, right? So to best implement these, there's kind of three main areas that are really key to focus on. One is being where your customers are. So kind of as SJ mentioned earlier, like customers are reaching out across TikTok, they're reaching out across all these different channels. We're seeing SMS, like no longer are we in the days of just email and phone. Like there's all these different places. And if you're not there to be able to respond, you're going to be missing out on some key customer interactions, right? And the next layer of that is providing proactive support, right? Making sure you're offering customers answers to things quickly, or maybe even before they ask, right? Do you have FAQs set up? Do you have live chat, right? Are just all these things that are really important to consider, and a lot of the top brands are implementing these strategies today. And then lastly, making sure you're responding to things as quickly as possible. So we're going to get into details on how to kind of achieve these and a little bit more on why they're important. But I wanted to kind of frame things as well. Like it's a bandwidth challenge, right? Omnipresence or an omni-channel presence strategy is really table stakes to really important and stellar customer experience. And you can mitigate this by centralizing all your channels. And that's really what Gorgias does. So I wanted to highlight a couple of key metrics that I think are really important. And 80% of shoppers are really likely to buy when they get a personalized experience. Maybe you've experienced this when you've walked into a retail store. Hey, is there anything you're looking for, right? Replicating that on a digital front can be a challenge, right? And then 90% of customers rate immediate response is very important when they have customer service questions. So it's really important to take these two kind of factors together and say, hey, am I meeting this? So the customer engagement is really critical to the e-commerce growth stack, right? Because you have CX as that important factor. Those stats kind of mentioned. That immediate response is very important. And then kind of to tie a bow on things, 43% of consumers would pay more for greater convenience, right? Things like, I'm sure free shipping or like just understanding pricing really simply and just having a frictionless, even maybe how they pay, right? These are all things that kind of go into that process. So my number one tip here moving into this is use automation to reduce the load on your team and get customers instant answers, right? How do you do that? You should be leveraging technology to automate common questions and redundancies in your process, right? So by having things, for example, this little pop-up, someone's asking about their order, right? If you have them self-service, punch in their information, pull up their order number, right? It's going to reflect that and they're going to feel a lot better about, hey, I can understand where this is without even having to reach out to anyone first. So you're going to want to set yourself up for success by deflecting these really common questions. And then in turn, that increases customer satisfaction. And having this in place is just, the beginning of the story as people will inevitably be asked more and more questions because your sales period's ramping up during the holidays. So kind of shoring up and soaking up all these kinds of questions is going to help you be more successful in answering cross-sell, upsell, more detailed things. Maybe it requires some empathy, some nuance, right? Now you're going to have the bandwidth to do that. So how do you kind of set something up like this? Here's like a quick high level overview in Gorgias specifically, like setting up some quick response templates. We saw one earlier about order tracking, but there's plenty of other quick responses you want to keep in mind. Here is maybe around subscriptions or returns or exchanges, sizing, right? These are all things that are really, really important to have up front and will help improve that customer experience. Then you can use those to build these flows for frequently asked questions, kind of a decision tree that's pre-built of the common stuff that you already know. Really, really key and really easy to do, drag and drop. And then lastly, article recommendations. So if your help center isn't up to date, definitely think about doing that. Have any of your policies changes, your prices changes, right? You're going to want to install article recommendations so that when people ask these questions, you can easily identify the appropriate article that has those answers and serve those back to your customers so that they're getting the answers they need quickly. So it all, it seems like disparate, right? But all these things really tie together, and there's a lot of easier ways to kind of layer them together so you build that experience. I think another thing that's really, really key here, and this just, I know it might look a little bit small on your screen here, but what I wanted to kind of demonstrate is when we're going to a busy season, it's natural that you're going to see a lot more support interactions with customers, but you can forecast this, right? You look at your sales data and your ticket volume, and the key metric you're going to want to understand is called transaction to ticket volume ratio. So for a brand that hasn't optimized customer experience, we typically see like a 30 to 40% transaction to ticket ratio. So for every 100 orders placed, you're going to get 30 to 40 tickets about it. But if you're optimizing and using automation, right, you might drop that in half, right? So only 20 tickets for every 100 orders. So with this ratio in mind, you can then forecast the number of tickets and then forecast the number of like support team agents you might need based off of your projected holiday season sales. So I think this metric definitely take a look, see where you're at. Are you happy with it? If not, you leverage some of the strategies from today's session to kind of help reduce that and get you to a better spot. So my second tip is, understand your support requirements for a busy season and equip your agents with the right tools. And I think this is really where we're seeing a lot of things change, especially as people can handle more and more volume. So we're entering a new age of customer experience today, hence the sparkles. Really wanted to drive that one home. But yeah, technology and shopping are really changing like faster than ever, and customer expectations for immediate service are also very high. So brands need to really focus on retention and conversion as a big competitive advantage over customer acquisition and ad spend, right? So what does that look like? How are we doing that? work is shifting from just answering straight tickets today to coaching AI, right? So today, right, a bulk of the work is, hey, where's my order? Answering that, writing back. But tomorrow, or actually, let's say yesterday and today, because this is here. Today, right, brands can coach AI to handle these basic tickets where team reporting and strategic projects and all those other things will now become unlocked as more time becomes available for those things, right? Those have all been like deprioritized till now. And all those kind of projects that, just getting your head above water that you weren't able to touch before is really going to help differentiate your brand, right? Because you can finally implement those things and maybe train people to be better sellers, right? And that all ties to that conversion and conquering process, right? Getting more time back lets you sell more. And there's one other kind of area on how we'll touch on in a minute of like how to actually do some cool stuff to convert more customers this holiday season. So as far as the AI bit is concerned, right? We're seeing a ton of brands do this today, right? Uh, an AI agent, basically somebody who never sleeps, never takes a break, never takes a day off, right? And really can supercharge your team's ability, right? So it's scalable. Typically, to bolt on some AI agents, it's like 80% less than adding an additional agent salary. You're going to be reducing your ticket volume and team stress. Hard to quantify stress, right? But we all know it's there. Um, and then you're also going to delight customers because you're reducing that first response time and resolution time, meaning not only are you getting back to them faster, but you're also solving the ticket faster. And then lastly, spending time on that high impact work and high impact projects, right? So you can look at website design, management, product information, like all these things that you never got to before. So that's kind of like where things are going. There's kind of I think this is how Gorgias approaches AI, but definitely a best practice, right? First, it's going to learn all your policies, your processes, and your brand voice. Really important to keep that consistent. Resolve up to 60% of your inbound customer inquiries, particularly on an email channel and soon a chat channel. And lastly, you're going to want to observe those responses, right? And coach the language model. Say, hey, this was a good response. This was a bad response. You kind of fine tune that over time until it's like hitting a really good point that you like to see. So, what have people seen? Huge increase in repeat purchases, super huge reduction in first response time, cutting that resolution time down in half, and then also that metric, that ticket to order ratio, right, reduction in that as well, 26%. So all these kind of strategies, again, they layer on top of each other and all kind of get you to that next level. So a couple of examples where we've seen this work really well. Topicals, they're automating a lot of their questions, improving their CSAT, and generating more sales from their support team, which is really huge. And Shinesty, similarly, right? They were able to reduce their headcount during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where historically they had to, maybe roll on some temp team members. Now they're responding to things more quickly and automating up to half of their tickets, right? So lastly is, our topic of the day is around conversions, right? How do you also do that? And how does this all relate? So it's really, really important to turn those first time visitors to customers and decrease bounce rate, improve retention, increase AOV. Like these are all opportunities when someone first comes to your site. And there's a really, really cool way that some brands are doing this today with Gorgias, right? And I'm going to show you a couple of quick examples. So live chat is a really, really key driver in this. It's one of the most engaging aspects on landing on a website. Some interesting stats, right? 92% of first-time visitors aren't making a purchase when they come to your site first. And shoppers who use chat are 6 times more likely to buy. So on average, 12% of chat tickets lead to a sale, which is very, very high converting. Phone less than 5%, email less than 3%. So if you're not using chat and you're trying to leverage more conversions, it might be something you'd want to pay attention to, right? So Gorgias Convert, super, super cool thing. Basically, It's engaging and retaining customers across a buying journey through proactive and targeted chat campaigns. You can have it recommend products, special discounts based off of segment, and like tons of other things. So it's really important to think about a chat as a channel to automate campaigns to increase conversion, right? What we've seen as a result is website conversion rate goes up by 15%. People are staying on your website longer, so reducing that bounce rate. And then you can target an increase of 49% on targeted products. So maybe there's a certain new product you've launched and you want a lot of focus on it. Use a campaign to drive awareness while people are live on your site. And what we've seen in general is about a 40x ROI for every dollar spent on clicks with this process. So when you have a good idea of where your customers are, you're letting them engage through omni-channel, you bring them to your site. Now they're on your site. How are you capturing them? Like, this is one of the ways to do that. So overall, you can do those like cross sells and upsells with those product recommendations and drive like customer lifetime value. Treat customers like VIPs. You probably have Shopify data on people who are coming back to your website. Use that to segment and inform certain campaigns. That doesn't mean you have to serve a discount to every single person who comes. So the more data you can use and the better you can segment, the better you can inform these personalized types of messaging to drive conversion. So it's really, really cool stuff that even last year wasn't even around. These things only take like minutes to launch. Some ideas of like, how to use it. You might want to educate some shoppers. Hey, let's build some more trust, right? Here's some product information. Maybe you're matching that product, or maybe you're servicing a video. Hey, here's how to brew this coffee with this coffee maker. Whatever it might be. These are all things that kind of replicate what someone in a store might do when you're actually visiting them. So, and overall, through all these top tips, being there for your customers, understanding what's happening through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all these things are going to lead to revenue generation during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday season. Tushy, a brand that we work with, they ran a campaign here called U of Spray. They were able to tie a 47.9% of influence revenue during 4th of July from that campaign, and it had a massive conversion rate. So we've been seeing it. It's really, really cool stuff. Overall, make sure you are being where your customers are. You're leveraging technology to work for you by automating as much as possible, and you are driving conversions so you get repeat customers and the cycle starts anew, right? So if any of that sounded interesting, feel free, send me a note, get in touch. More than happy to chat on it, and wishing you guys success this season. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Michael, for such a fabulous presentation. I'm obsessed with all of the Sparkle editions. Me and a few other folks in the chat were like, yes, Sparkles make everything better. But aside from just that design change overall, just such amazing insights overall into how your customer support truly is the customer experience that you provide for your brands, and how you can utilize AI to make your team even that much more efficient, especially with those mundane, repetitive tasks. There were such thought-provoking and amazing questions in the chat that I would love for you to go through and to answer in the chat, since we are up at time. But before I let you go, Michael, we are going to go ahead and choose a giveaway winner. Y'all, Michael is going to be giving away a pair of AirPod Pros courtesy of Gorgias, a fantastic giveaway item. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll through and we'll choose our winner.
Let's make some noise for this winner, and that was no
Yes,
pun intended.
please. Okay, everyone, our winner today is Heather Blue. Congratulations, Heather. You
Congrats,
have
Heather.
won some AirPod Pros courtesy of Gorgias.
Awesome. And then, yeah, I'll make sure I get to you, your questions in the chat. Keep an eye out for a little direct message if there's something specific. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, friends, we're going to keep on moving. I also realized because we started a little late that I never got a chance to ask everyone where they're tuning in from, like the main question I asked during every webinar. So please, we'll take a second to do a little vibe check. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you're feeling today. I already see the locations come in. I know y'all were ready. I know you probably were like, meet and ask me where I'm tuning in from. I know. Okay, amazing. We have Austin. We have, oh my God, everyone's coming in so fast. Quebec City, Turkey, Kenya, all over the world, Los Angeles, Lithuania, Miami, amazing. New York. Hello, everyone. Tampa, I hope you were safe during the hurricane. Newport Beach, Philippines, Oklahoma, amazing. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm based in Orlando, Florida, so I saw a few Floridians in there. Okay, friends, we are going to keep things rolling. Next, joining me up on this stage, we have our very own Erin Watt joining us from Triple Whale. So Erin, come on up. Everyone, Erin is our fabulous Senior Tech Partner Manager here at Triple Whale. Erin, my love, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing great. Just so happy to be here with everyone. I can't believe how many people are tuning in from all over. This is
I
so
know, I
exciting.
love it. Also, look at us with our little matching little like thumb hole all black outfit. I'm obsessed with this. Guys, we didn't plan this.
It's as if we work together or
I
something.
know. I
Yeah,
love it
we're
for it. Okay, my love. With that said, the stage is all yours. Go ahead and drop some triple well tea and we'll catch you soon.
all right,
Take it away.
wonderful. Okay, so just really quickly, everyone in the chat, can y'all see my screen? I know we were having some screen issues earlier. Just a quick yes. Yep. Oh, perfect. Okay. Everyone's happy. All right. Okay. So, as Mia mentioned, my name is Erin Watt, and I am one of the tech partner managers here at Triple Whale. And I'm tuning in from Toronto, Canada. So, as always, I love to give a little special shout out to all my fellow Canadians joining us. But of course, also want to welcome everyone joining us from around the world. It looks like we really do have people from all over. So, which is super exciting. I also saw a couple people from Quebec and Toronto. So, yeah, happy to see some Canadians here as well. And I know my Canadians know this because I'm feeling it too here in Toronto, but the fall season has finally arrived. And it really is marking the start of the biggest shopping season for D2C brands. So, with BFCM and the holiday season approaching, I'm very excited to share some tips and actual takeaways to boost your success. And also, the theme of today, help you convert and conquer the remainder of 2024 and also tips for going into 2025. So, before we dive in, let's answer a question that some of you might have on your minds right now. What is Triple Whale? Okay, so I see Triple Whale as your e-commerce BFF. It is your ride or die companion here to celebrate your business's success and help you tackle those unforeseen challenges of your online store. So Triple Whale is your all-in-one analytics tool that consolidates all of your data into one user-friendly centralized dashboard. It also integrates with the major ad channels and also platforms. So think Shopify, BigCommerce, Google, Meta, as well as tools like Gorgias and Klaviyo, so that it can really provide you with a beautiful holistic view of who your customers are, where they came from, what they bought, and of course, how much it costs to acquire them. Okay, so today, Triple Whale is the source of truth for 20,000 plus stores. And here are just a few amazing brands that we get to work with daily, achieving some really impressive results as a Triple Whale customer. So we got brands like Milk Bar, Doe Lashes, Avi, Portland Leather are just a few examples. If anybody here would like to learn more about their success or even explore other brands that are working with us, we do have a whole section of case studies on our website. I can provide the link to the case studies after the presentation. All right, so now that we're more familiar with Triple Whale, let's jump into the exciting portion of today's presentation. Did you guys hear that? It sounds like opportunity is knocking. All right, so as the biggest sales event of the year approaches, every D2C business owner knows that it can make or break the year. So I'm asking everybody here, and I'm truly asking everybody, I want you to put the answer in the chat. Are you fully leveraging your past data to maximize your future profits? Again, are you fully leveraging your past data to maximize your future profits? So in the chat, write, yes, I am. I would love to, but I'm not really sure how. Not really. No, it doesn't. Okay, so we got, unfortunately, not sure. Nope, I want to. Okay, loving all this. Love the transparency and the honesty. So appreciate that, everyone. Now, I did see a lot of no's and not really sure how. No one has to worry, because if you're not using your past data to leverage your future results, at Triple Whale, we have analyzed ad performance for over 11,000 shops during last year's BFCM and identified some really great key strategies for mastering the upcoming holiday season. So we've done the deep dive into the data to provide you with the insights that will maximize revenue, improve marketing, and also get you ready for the busiest time of the year. All right, so let's dive in. Okay, so let's start by reviewing some of the data that we collected last year. So despite economic uncertainties, many D2C brands did see growth during BFCM, and our last year retrospective also revealed a shift in consumer behavior. So we actually saw that about 60% of purchases were made by new customers, which was about a 1.5 increase from 2022. So this does suggest that more and more consumers are waiting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday to make their first purchase with known brands. Now, for smaller brands, this does present a significant opportunity. So brands that are making just about under $1 million annual, or like $1 million, actually saw almost a 7% increase in new customer sales during this time of year. So with new customers accounting for 75% of total sales. So targeting your new customers could be really highly beneficial depending on your business's growth stage. Now, unsurprisingly, our report also found that Meta and Google dominated ad spend, and they really accounted for about like 95% of total budgets. So, however, these rising costs on Google Ads, with CPA up by 31% and CPM by 21% compared to 2022, this really led a lot of brands reducing their spend on Google and actually shifting more towards cost-effective channels. Our data also revealed that while Meta saw a slight boost in ROAS, really TikTok was the star of the show, with a 58% year-over-year growth in ROAS and an 89% increase in conversion value. So with these insights in mind, it's just really critical to use data-driven strategies for your BFCM 2024 preparations, which I'm sure you're all in the midst of doing right now. So as promised, I'm also going to share 4 different ways that you can actually leverage last year's data to shape this year's strategy. And maybe even some tips that you might not have thought about yet. So some of the strategies that we'll explore based on insights from last year's data. So we'll first explore how to optimize your ad spend across channels. Next, we're going to look at how you can leverage early brand awareness campaigns, so stuff that we can actually be doing right now. After, we'll review the importance of expanding your affiliate and referral programs. And then lastly, we'll just touch on refining your SMS and email marketing. All of these strategies designed to maximize your profits this holiday season, and also convert and conquer. So our first strategy, our little tip today, we're going to explore optimizing your ad spend across channels. So while most advertisers are still really relying on platforms like Meta and Google, it is critical to analyze your own data to ensure that you're using the most cost-effective channels for your brand. So even though Google Ads remains a key player, last year's data, as we saw, it just is becoming a lot less cost efficient. In contrast, TikTok is really emerging as a strong contender. So during last year's BFCM season, TikTok saw a 17% increase in ad spend and an 89% surge in conversion value. So remember, conversion value represents the total revenue or valuable actions. So like think purchases and signups generated by ads. So this means that TikTok drove nearly 90% more revenue or conversions compared to the previous years, highlighting its growing effectiveness in driving customer actions. So while TikTok gained traction, platforms like Pinterest and Snapchat saw significant declines in ad budgets. Pinterest was down by 28% and Snapchat down by 19%. And then when we look at conversion values, we also saw a drop in Google, which they were down by 18%, Pinterest down by 27%, and Snapshot saw a dramatic decrease at 73%. So all of this is just suggesting that advertisers are likely to gravitate towards more efficient platforms like your Metas, like your TikToks for their advertising efforts. And again, regardless of the data that I'm sharing with everyone today, the optimal ad spend across channels will vary by brand, making it essential to evaluate your ad attribution really carefully. So there are tools like Triple Whale's attribution tool that will allow you to track the real-time performance of each channel. So with our triple attribution model, you can actually pinpoint which channels and specific ads are driving conversions. And then Triple Whale will also offer a comparative analysis, helping you to determine which channels deliver the best return on investment and where to cut spending for maximum impact. So for everyone in the channel that was unsure about how that they can utilize past last year's data to help with this year's performance and strategies. So this is another tool that will be able to help you get a better idea of what channels are delivering the best ROI for you specifically. And then here's just a really great example of one of our customers succeeding with a multi-channel BFCM strategy and providing why you want to spread your ad budget across multiple channels. So True Classic tailors their voice and campaigns to fit each platform and target audience, ensuring that they're not only meeting their customers where they are, but they're also delivering messages that truly resonate. So this approach not only has maximized their impact on different channels, but also increase their customer base as well too. Okay, so next up, we're going to discuss leveraging early brand awareness campaigns. So as mentioned earlier, consumer behavior is shifting with more customers making their first purchase during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So this trend really highlights the importance of early brand awareness campaigns just to build recognition for your brand and also core products ahead of all the big events. So on one big ongoing trend that we've seen over the last couple of years is that more and more brands are extending their sales into early November and even October. So even right now, and even some brands are even trying to compete with those early holiday events like Amazon Prime Days. So by establishing really strong brand awareness well before the sales period, you can better convert new customers during the holiday season. So I provided 2 examples of really effective early brand awareness strategies. First is Gymshark, which is promoting their BFCM wish list, just getting customers excited about the purchases that they want to make during the big sale. And then secondly, Dollar Shave Club is making it really easy for customers to not only consider buying their razors online, but also offering an incentive to do so now. And this will allow customers to try and actually fall in love with the product before the holiday season. Okay, so if you need help building effective brand awareness campaigns, Triple Whale also has tools called the Creative Cockpit, which can be super invaluable for designing and optimizing your efforts before the sales period. So Creative Cockpit analyzes the performance of different creatives across channels, helping you to identify which assets resonate most with your audience. And by starting your campaigns right now, early October, you can actually start testing various approaches and refine your strategies based on insights provided by Creative Cockpit. So this data-driven approach not only will boost brand awareness, but also helps you craft personalized retargeting campaigns leading up to your holiday season, and then also ensuring that your brand stays on top of mind for both your potential as well as your returning customers. Okay, so now let's discuss the importance of expanding your affiliate and referral programs before the holiday season begins. So we analyzed this data from last year's, as we analyzed the data from last year's holiday season, another trend that really did stand out to us is that customer referrals are on the rise. So we saw that almost 12% of post-purchase survey responses indicated that they were referred by a friend, highlighting the growing importance of referral programs. Why does this matter to all of us? Well, expanding your affiliate and referral programs broadens your reach to new and potential customers. And by developing these programs ahead of the big event, you'll have just a larger, more engaged audience ready to market to when the sale begins. And remember, existing customers often make the best advocates for your brand. So if they love your product, you want to ensure that you've created a referral program that makes it really easy for them to share with their friends, their family, as well with their followers. And wanted to also provide just a really great example of a company that turns existing customers into their brand advocates. So the Pod Company is an at-home ice provider. So they really simplify the referral process by including the referral link on the order confirmation page. And this just reduces friction and also encourages word of mouth. Additionally, they're also offering a small cash incentive just to further motivate their customers to make the referrals. And finally, for your affiliate and influencer programs, you want to ensure that you have the right tools to track performance. So Triple Whale's Affluencer Hub makes this process really seamless. So by allowing you to easily monitor and also analyze which affiliates or influencers are driving new customers to your brand. So with this data at your fingertips before the holiday season, you can actually begin to identify the affiliates and also the influencers that resonate the most with your target audience, and then strategically expand your reach by partnering with similar ones. So this approach will not only help you grow your customer base, but it will also ensure that you're fully prepared to maximize your impact and increase your reach during those holidays. And then for our final insight today, I can't believe we're already at our final one, but we will focus on refining your SMS and email marketing campaigns. So retaining existing customers is not only easier, but it also is more cost effective than acquiring new ones, which I'm sure everyone here is very aware of. And engaging those that are familiar with your brand is just a really powerful way to drive results during key periods like BFCM. So to achieve this, it's just super essential to refine your campaigns to effectively retarget existing prospects and customers. So some of you might be sitting here wondering, how do you create an effective retargeting campaign? Well, the key lies in creating custom segments for your SMS and email marketing. So by segmenting your audience, you can actually craft tailored messages that are more relevant and personal, leading to higher engagement rates. So to help get you started, I actually put together just a really brief overview of creating segments. Okay, so custom segments allows you to group your audience based on specific behaviors, interests, or demographics. So this makes your messages more targeted as well as impactful. For example, you can segment your customers who have abandoned their carts, or maybe they've recently made a purchase or showed an interest in a specific product. By tailoring your message to their unique needs, you can drive higher engagement rates. So one effective example is targeting cart abandoners. So customers who added items to their cart but didn't actually complete the purchase. You can, send a personalized reminder and a special offer like, "Hey, Aaron, you left something in your cart. Complete your purchase now and enjoy 50% off." Not only can this help boost conversion rates, but can also recover lost sales. So while targeting cart abandoners is really effective, you can also get super creative by segmenting customers who haven't made purchases in a few months. Offering an exclusive discount can rekindle interest in your brand and also motivate them to revisit your site. So I've also just included a couple examples of two brands, Beach Waver and Inky List, who just really excelled in re-engagement by offering those tailored incentives that just resonates with their audience interest. And this personalized approach just makes recipients more likely to open the message and also take action. And for tools to assist you on creating dynamic segments, this is where Triple Whale's smart customer data platform is really a game changer. So our SCDP automatically updates segments in real time based on customer actions like purchases or marketing interactions, ensuring that your audience data is always accurate and also up to date. So for example, let's just say you run an online wellness store selling supplements and skincare. You might want to create a segment called Engaged for customers who have purchased a supplement and also interacted with one of your social ads. Let's just say a customer buys your daily vitamin and also clicks on a Facebook ad that is promoting a new skincare line. So with Triple Whale, both of those actions, so buying the vitamin as well as clicking on that Facebook ad, are tracked, and that engaged segment is now updated in real time. So this just enables you to target these customers with personalized offers such as bundle discounts, knowing that your segments are always fresh and relevant. And that is all from me today, everyone. I know that was a lot of information, but By leveraging past data, you can definitely refine your strategies, optimize ad spend, and also enhance brand awareness and strengthen your customer retention efforts. Also, if you are unsure whether or not Triple Whale is going to be the right fit, or maybe you're just facing some budget constraints for expanding your tech stack, please consider exploring Triple Whale's free, absolutely free forever analytics tool, Founders Dash. It will allow you to dive into the data without any cost, giving you what Triple Whale has to offer. I will provide the link into our chat, as well as my email if you did have any questions about Triple Whale.
Amazing. Per usual, Erin. Everyone is freaking out in the chat, just like posting so much about how much you killed it. I'm so serious. Everyone in the chat, let's show some love.
Oh, stars. I'm
No, it really was
blushing.
amazing. But there are so many questions in the chat.
Okay.
So please
I'll stay
go
back.
ahead and head there and answer some of those. But before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for a $100 Visa gift card. So we're going to go ahead and scroll through right now. Okay, everyone. Our winner for today is Cornelia Gelsenthal. Congratulations, Cornelia. You are taking home a $100 Visa gift card. Oh, and I'm so sorry, love. I know I mispronounced your last name, but you are winning a $100 Visa gift card. So, yay.
Congrats.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Erin. Go ahead and answer some of those questions in the chat, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye,
Will
love.
do. Thank you.
Okay, friends, next joining us up on the stage, we have Ben from Postpilot. So Ben, come on up. Everyone, Ben is the head of partnerships over at Postpilot. He's spearheading partnerships at Postpilot, and Ben has built the program totally from scratch, now managing a network of over 500 partners. Prior to this, Ben was a leader in the founding team of a funding solution startup, fueling the growth of Canadian SMB market. Postpilot is Ben's return to D2C as he has found his passion for the industry while working on the brand side at Indochino. I love Indochino, a leading global suit company. Ben is committed to driving growth and innovation in the D2C space. Welcome to the stage, Ben. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for that awesome intro, Mia. I appreciate that.
Of course, of course. And with that said, you already got your deck pulled up, so the stage is all yours, Ben. Take it away.
Thank you. Okay, so after Erin brought the heat with that opportunity is knocking at your door, that was hilarious. I knew I had to get ready for this. So bear with me while I put on my swimming goggles because we are diving deep to review the 5 key lessons from thousands of past Black Friday, Cyber Mondays so you can have the best Black Friday, Cyber Monday of all time. Hopefully that wasn't too corny. All right, so we're going to get super tactical today. I'm going to jump right into it. Our first lesson is really around optimizing your merchandising, okay? So for so many brands, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is a loss leader, right? The new customers that we're acquiring, the previous customers that we're reactivating, we're bringing them in at a discount, not always profitable for our brand. And so I want to give you 2 tactics that can help us bring those customers back to profitability, hopefully, or closer to profitability. The first thing that we want to think about is bundles, right? So there's a lot of great brands out there that do bundling quite well. Of course, we've got subscription brands that are pushing into, recurring re-ups. Supplements fall into this category, potentially cosmetics as well. But bundles, the core principles when we're talking about bundles, we're really trying to increase that average order value, right? Hopefully, then increasing our gross margin as well. And you don't always have to bundle product by product. You can bundle services alongside products as well. We've seen a lot of great brands that work with Postpilot do this very effectively. Some aftermarket auto manufacturers who offer consultations or installations. This is a great way to bundle. One of the ways that we drive bundles here at Postpilot is actually driving directly to a pre-populated cart effectively. So with postcard marketing, of course, driving directly to that. But really the core principles here and what we've seen a lot of great brands do to increase that profitability around Black Friday, Cyber Monday is to be pushing these higher AOV bundle offerings rather than just singular purchases or singular products. And so this is that first thing that you should be thinking about when we're getting tactical about profitability over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is discounting, right? Let's have a realistic conversation about this. I'm sure that for many of you, discounting is in the roadmap for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This is kind of the typical approach that we see brands take. They're going to give maybe a percentage off or $1 off, maybe a VIP sale in advance, and then the core Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend sale after that. You don't always have to discount to see success. And again, if we can pull away from the lens or the thought process of, hey, we have to discount to compete over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, we can really start to move your brand closer to profitability and making this weekend an even bigger success than it already is. And so the first thing is there's a lot of great alternatives to discounting. We have a really cool partner here at Post Pilot. They're called Shared Sweeps. They do sweepstakes, large scale, and it just actually drives directly to a standard purchase. No discount involved, no dollars off involved. And so there are some great alternatives to be explored. But one of the kind of strategies that we love here at Post Pilot, we've seen a ton of great brands like our clients at Jones Road do really well, is actually not discounting at all, not necessarily providing any kind of an offer like a sweepstakes or anything like that or cash back, but actually just really focusing on the product and the love for the product from their consumer base. So, some of my favorite brands, Supreme, Owala. My fiance really loves Owala water bottles. She's always wanted to buy new ones. What do they do really well? They create this hype around the product and they do these limited time releases, right? It's only available on this day at this hour. Get it while it's hot. And so we've actually seen our clients, Jones Road, do this over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where they've done a limited release or limited launch on the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, right? You can focus your Black Friday, Cyber Monday around a product launch rather than a discount. And not only does this help you move more towards profitability, so you're avoiding the discounting, but it's also going to be a very different message than just the sea of discounts that our customers and potential customers are receiving. They're going to be inundated with so many discount messages. They're going to be used to that. Okay, which is the best discount? Is this the brand I'm shopping from? Instead, you're going to be building some hype. You're going to be building some excitement. You're going to be ready to go and buy your new product release, and you don't even have to discount it if you don't want to. So discounting, definitely you can think about this in a few different ways, and we can use discounting and bundles to push more towards profitability over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. Okay, the second lesson that I want to highlight is running some reports. And this is actually going to be tapping into our data in advance of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So what analysis can we run in advance to ensure that we're maximizing our performance over that weekend? The first report that we're going to talk about is recency analysis. So if you came to me and you said, Ben, okay, I'm really interested in direct mail. We'll talk about direct mail a little bit here, but I'm really interested in direct mail. I've been hearing a lot about how it's a really great channel to reactivate lapsed customers that are not engaging with email. They're not engaging with SMS. Maybe they haven't bought from my brand in over 365 days. I've heard direct mail is a great way to get back in front of them, get them reactivated on our digital channels, get them buying directly off a postcard. Where should we start? And so if they're asking me where to start, this is what I'm going to say. Look, we've got plenty of opportunity. We can tap into your entire list of historical buyers, anybody who's bought more than once and has bought from you in all lifetime. That could be lapsed 1, 2, 3+ years. But there will be an inflection point, right, where we start to see declining performance. Obviously, those that have recently bought lapsed 30, 60, 90 days, they're going to be, pretty receptive to the messaging. For most brands, likely to come back and buy again if we hit them with the right messaging at the right time. How about those folks that are lapsed 365 days? How about 730 days? Like, where is the point in time that we start to see declining performance? And then how can we, dictate that and optimize around it? And so recency analysis is very straightforward. Effectively, what we want to do is we want to bucket or split up your past buyer cohorts based on when they've most recently bought. Now, we can also include things like what they bought, their AOV on first purchase, their LTV, these types of things. But what we're really trying to do in this analysis is see, okay, where are we seeing our peak return in customers and where are we seeing the decline in returning customers, so that when we head into the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, we can optimize for those cohorts, right? We can spend more money. We can ensure that we're sending our most premium offerings. If we're doing, staggered discounting, or if we're doing special launches, we can send it to those folks and focus on those folks. And so we've seen a lot of clients here at Post Pilot, like Hexclad has run some great recency analysis over Black Friday, Cyber Monday in the past. And I'm going to talk a little bit about post Black Friday, Cyber Monday as well today. if we have learnings in advance of BFCM, if we have learnings over BFCM, especially around recency and kind of where these buyers are engaging, we want to use that moving forward as well. So the analysis number one that I want you to run, ideally before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, if you don't already have it, is going to be a recency analysis. Now, the second thing is going to be identifying your highest LTV products, right? We already talked about profitability. How can we push to greater profitability over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend? We talked about discounting, all that. Position your highest LTV products, those products you're getting the highest gross margin on. And so in advance of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I want you to determine what those products are. Now, hopefully many of you already have this, in your books. Maybe some of you don't. It's going to be very simple. You're going to run a simple report, look at, every product that you sell, basically your SKU or your product catalog, and then evaluate what is the LTV of a customer that buys XYZ product as their first purchase product, right? Now, what we want to do with that data is then as we go into the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, we want to lead with that product as our basically front runner for our marketing efforts, right? So on direct mail campaigns, we want to feature that highest LTV product, right? On our emails and our SMS, that's what we want to highlight as well. So the second analysis that I want you to run in advance of Black Friday, Cyber Monday is going to be this identification of your highest LTV products. All right, so we talked a little bit about profitability. We talked about obviously some analysis. Now, lesson number 3, and one, of course, that we know very well here at Postpilot is going to be using direct mail. So if you're not familiar with Postpilot, we actually are a direct mail partner where you have full funnel offerings, everything from lapsed customer winbacks to cold acquisition. We integrate with Shopify, we integrate with Klaviyo, we integrate with Attentive, we integrate with many other folks on this call here today. And so we are your true partner in direct mail. And so I mentioned earlier, a lot of great reasons why brands are starting to look at direct mail again and leverage it. Why should you use it over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, right? So number one, our founders, Michael and Drew, they came from the brand side as well. I also came from the D2C brand side. One of the strategies that they deployed time and time again and had success with in their brands was direct mail. And what they saw in pretty much all cases, the quality of the touch point, right? I'll pull up one of our catalog offerings here. It's a nice big tri-fold offering. You can see here, Jones Road Beauty sent this one out. The quality of this touch point is much higher, right? It's elevated. It's coming at a lesser frequency than emails, SMS, paid ads. It's going to really stand out, break the cycle that customers are, used to. It's a surprise and delight experience. And what that leads to is actually a much higher quality buyer coming in to your brand. And so whales, right? In past companies that Michael and Drew have run, they've seen that the difference between a customer that was acquired through direct mail and a customer that was acquired through like an affiliate program or something along those lines was in the thousands of dollars. Obviously, they had a pretty high AOV product, but quite a significant difference between the channels and obviously the impact of those channels on LTV. Brands like Nike and J. Crew historically have done really well with catalog marketing. You can read a little bit about J. Crew. Prior to the pandemic, they kind of cut back on their catalog marketing, and this actually had a massive negative impact on their bottom line. And so really, for brands, this high quality touch point is going to help you acquire and retain some pretty high value, high LTV customers. And so that's a pretty good reason to use it. Now, costs, some of the speakers today have been, talking about the impact of increased competition, on your costs and Meta and Google. The nice thing about direct mail is that this is a cost-stable channel. So through the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holiday period, costs are not going to change at all. They are going to stay completely the same. It actually takes an act of Congress to change the price of direct mail. So if you are looking at direct mail as an acquisition offering, this could be really enticing because we know it's not going to fluctuate with increased traffic, whereas Meta, Google, these types of things will. Add the election year to the mix. Of course, some brands are already facing some pretty steep inclines in CPAs. And finally, owned audiences, right? If we can spend early on these channels, acquisition channels, digital channels where we don't have as much control over voice and who we're, getting in touch with, then once we head into the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season, we can leverage an own channel like direct mail to ensure that we're retaining these customers, getting more life out of them. Again, high quality, surprise and delight experience stands out from this kind of sea of digital that so many consumers are going to be facing. So how are we going to do it? We can hit the whole funnel. I would recommend doing a mix of, retention, remarketing, as well as cold acquisition. Our acquisition AI tool goes head to head with Meta. We have data on the entire US consumer population, so we can build lookalike audiences that are very, very specific. It's not your old, hey, let's pick a postal code, let's pick a neighborhood, and let's blast it. No, we're defining who we're sending to, then figuring out where they are. So I would go full funnel. There's a lot that we can do: site retargeting, email list activation. We can chat more about this after today's session if you do reach out. Lesson number 4, consider a gift guide. How can we strategically place our products together? We talked about bundles already. And how can we actually sometimes place them next to complementary offerings from other brands? So what we're looking at on the screen here, this is our shared mailer here at Postpilot. Some of you may be familiar with Valpaks. You open up a little envelope. You've got things from like HelloFresh and like your local tire shop or something like that. This is like the anti-Valpak. This is a curated experience, looks kind of like a GQ magazine. You've got 8 complementary non-competing brands here together, centered around a theme. The really nice thing about this is that you can bring down the cost for acquisition. So what we're looking at right here, this is going to go out to a cold audience. I was talking earlier about our targeting capabilities. That's who this is going to go to, so net new buyers. And it actually only costs 10 cents per lead. So per send, that Jones Road mailer that I showed you, this is going to be the same size, 10 cent in the home, printed at the door, shoppable experience. And what we've seen is because of such the low cost, the brands who are featured in this, especially if they're strong AOV brands, have just done super, super well. So if you look at new customer ROAS in the far right side here, we're seeing everywhere from a 1.3, which is kind of standard what we prepare brands for in an acquisition test, to as high as a 12x. Okay, a 12x return on ad spend on new customer acquisition, which is insane. I'm not promising that to any of you, but I'm sure it's very possible for some of you. That was from Denver Modern, which is a furniture brand. But the nice thing about this shared mailer and the concept of a gift guide is that you can feature your products alongside other complementary offerings, whether it's from your brand or another brand. Again, just working more towards profitability this Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. And the final lesson, right? Black Friday does not end on Black Friday. Okay. Post BFCM, what do you do? Well, really, we can deploy a lot of the same strategies that we've talked about for the preparation of Black Friday, right? So, what we want to start to work towards, if we're not unlocking profitability over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, is how can we engineer that second purchase to unlock profitability after the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. So, I'm going to flip back really quickly. We have a cool report here at Postpilot. We're going to show you the time between purchases, so when your buyers are typically coming back. If you know that your buyers are typically coming back at the 60, 90-day mark, most of those second-time purchasers, let's insert a strategic postcard at that point in time. So post BFCM, a lot of the same strategies that we talked about, but we're just pulling them into the broader holiday season. Again, gift guides are still very relevant, especially for end of year. Moving into January, we've got things like New Year, New Me, and so we can leverage a lot of that data and learnings from BFCM. Folks that didn't convert but saw the messaging, let's retarget them, see if we can move them across the finish line before the end of the year. So what are your next steps, right? We learned lots of lessons. We have some new tactics, hopefully, to think about. Here at Postpilot, we'd love to help you deploy a lot of these. Again, direct mail is our bread and butter. It's going to help you stand out this season. It's going to probably is new for a lot of you, so it's going to unlock some new growth. So we've got a GFO offer. The GFO offer is going to help you get started with everything I talked about today: acquisition, retargeting, like site retargeting, lapsed customer win back. We're going to help you with some of this recency analysis that I talked about earlier. All you have to do is reach out to me. I'll help you get this set up with our team here, and I'll throw in an extra 500 free cards. That's in addition to whoever wins the HexCloud plan. So I hope whoever wins the HexCloud plan comes and works with us, and then you can also get the 500 free cards to start. But appreciate you all joining here today to learn a little bit more about what we do, and also to learn some new strategies and tactics for your Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategy.
Thank you so much, Ben. So many amazing learnings in there. And again, so many amazing questions and insights in the chat. I saw a mix of folks who are using direct mail and seeing great results from it, but also a lot of folks who have not really considered it yet. So amazing prospects, everyone, for this lovely offer that Postpilot is offering. I definitely recommend checking them out. I know a variety of different brands who work with Postpilot and have seen such tremendous success with them. As a consumer, I've noticed myself leaning more towards a lot of those direct mail offers because it feels kind of like special getting some fun mail. I don't know. It's nice.
For sure.
And with that said, we are going to go ahead and choose this winner for a Hexclad pan. Again, such amazing giveaway prizes, y'all. I'm so, so excited and so happy that we've had such amazing prizes today. So, drumroll, please. We are going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. All right. And our winner today is, I'm going to butcher the last name again. I'm so sorry. Ariana Venegas. Congratulations, Ariana. You are taking home a Hexclad pan courtesy of Ben from Postpilot. Congratulations.
Good cooking ahead. Let's go.
Yes, I love that. Amazing. Thank you so, so, so much, Ben. We will chat with you soon. Bye. Okay, everyone. Next, joining me up on stage, we have CEO and founder of Resonate, Shane. Shane, welcome to the stage.
Hey everyone, happy to be here.
Hey, Shane, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Go ahead and pull up your screen and we'll go ahead and get started. The stage is all yours.
Amazing. All right, let's dive right in, everyone. So hi everyone, I'm Cheyenne Ducey. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Resonate Media. Resonate, we're a paid media investment agency specialized in customer acquisition for D2C brands. So what you can expect in the next 10 minutes was a variety of data-driven tactics that will serve as a tool to better plan, execute, and scale campaigns during Q4 and beyond. I plan on peeling back the curtains and really just opening the books here for everyone. It's going to be a tough season with elections, as some people have already mentioned. So we're not holding back, and I just want to warn everyone here that you should probably put on your nerd helmet. It's going to get pretty technical, so hope you're ready. So I'm going to kind of ease our way into the technicality. So starting with intimately understanding your customer base. So we've heard some people talking about post-purchase surveys. Definitely want to double click on that. So leveraging post-purchase surveys, tools with like Triple Whale, No Commerce, or Fairing are essential to get a deeper understanding of who your customers are and what their motivations are. So by asking the right questions, you can passively and consistently gather insights to test and refine ad creative, offers, landing pages, and ensure alignment with your customers. So questions like, what led you to purchase? What is your birthday? So you can actually create custom segments for these users. And how long did it take before you purchased from us? So that gives you a better sense of what platforms you're investing into and how long it takes to drive that conversion. And so these insights ultimately inform your content strategy, product offerings, and increase personalization of campaigns to improve your conversion rates. Next, I want to shed some light on some tools actually available through Triple Whale, which we recommend. So curating experiences specifically with cart analysis and product LTV. So cart analysis is key for product bundling, just really understanding what the natural buying behaviors are of your customers can signal you on how to create bundles and offers to not only increase your AOV, but just generally increase conversion rates during the holiday season and even during evergreen season. In terms of product LTV consideration, we always like to look deeper into which specific products drive an above average lifetime value. So you can see right here on example, product X has a 23% LTV in 90 days compared to the average product at 17%. So when you pair that insight with the cart analysis to understand what products are typically being purchased already, and now layering in a higher LTV, it can make your bundle offers even more powerful, again, for holiday season and beyond. So the takeaway here is to combine those two to really optimize your product bundles and offers, and even your upsell strategies to lean in on high value customer behavior. So diversification and testing of your offers is also key. I'm sure throughout the year you've had the opportunity to test a variety of different offers, but even in October, it's not a bad idea to consider doing some test sprints of different offers just building into this holiday season. So for example, data-informed offers could be such as product X drives a higher LTV, like we discussed on the last slide. You can create a holiday promotion that features this product prominently, as we heard on from the last presentation, which is a great call out. And you can include that in a bundle or a cart upsell. You can also incentivize repeat purchases by, again, testing whether it's October or earlier in November, an offer that would be a gift card to get people to likely come back and use it again, right? So this typically increases the repeat purchase rate and the LTV rather than just giving a discount up front. The next is a tiered promotion concept. So for example, you have 3 different tiers: spend $100, get 20%, spend 200, get 25%, etc. So you can incentivize a higher AOV using these tiered promotion tactics. And then one thing we've seen work really well are hidden sales vaults. So driving campaigns to a specific page that could be hidden on the website that helps move inventory of products that have been stagnating for too long. It's another way to just add some revenue into the business for the end of the year, move products that are just sitting there collecting dust. And you can also, of course, show it on the nav bar if you choose to. And then your VIP customers, flash sales for them can be key. So something that's not really expected, leaning in on your highest LTV customer, as someone else also mentioned, whales, and really just designing custom offers for them even before holiday, just because that will not only increase the likelihood of them purchasing twice, but it'll give them that incentive to be that loyal customer long term, especially if you call it out in the actual ad copy and or retention plan. So evergreen ads are truly the backbone, and they can be the backbone for Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaigns. What that means is the ads that you've been running year round that continue to crush, you definitely do not want to turn those ads off. You want to keep investing in those ads that have been tried and true, so you can continue to scale in on those just as is. And if you do that, you want to make sure you're using an existing post ID, so those ads accrue the engagement necessary to improve conversion rate over time, and also the social proof, meaning that majority of spend is likely going to social proof platforms like Meta and TikTok. And what you can also do is take these evergreen ads and layer in holiday headlines. So you can create a net new ad. Just take those evergreen ads that have done well and proven themselves and just put some holiday promotional copy in them in headlines. And that has done really well. And then the second variation of that is a combination of the copy, but also essentially evolving that creative and making it more stylized to the holiday promotion itself. Some text overlays, some design elements that make the offer stand out. But again, using a concept of an evergreen ad that's been tried and true. And so the key takeaway, again, is keep running your evergreen ads with consistent post IDs, leverage evergreen ads plus holiday promotion ad copy, and then develop Black Friday, Cyber Monday themed variants of these top evergreen ads. So how to approach ad creative for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So we like to segment our creative efforts into 3 buckets. The first 33.33% of ads to build upon past successes, right? You don't need to always recreate the wheel. You know what has worked over the last year and years. You definitely want to continue to double down on those efforts. The next third of those ads, we lean on trends and gain inspiration from leading brands and even at times competitors, because we know there's a reason why they're also spending behind those concepts. It's something to take inspiration from. And then the other third is pushing the boundaries with creative innovation, just really thinking out of the box, something you've always wanted to try and test, finally leaning in on that and making it happen and seeing how it plays out. Obviously, the first 2/3, I think, have typically a higher chance of success. So you may want to sort of play around with those ratios, but it's always safe to obviously lean on the past successes. And then the creative formats are key for the ad platform. So we know that the platform auction will oftentimes not give you the full access to your potential total available market of customers if you're not using a variety of ad formats. So if you're just using statics and videos, okay, I mean, I think that can work for a lot of brands, but realistically, you should look into every single ad format and really, even if it's a smaller percentage of the total creatives with the carousel or maybe a collection ad, still test those, because different ads can help certain customers convert that you might not have otherwise converted. Similar to why the website and shops feature works really well, because some people like to convert through websites, some people prefer shops. So just keeping that range is definitely key. Okay, so you also want to increase your confidence in how you spend by understanding cohort LTV. So by understanding the different date ranges of your LTV, you can create different models to better understand what your ROAS or MER targets can be. So some brands that are a lot more aggressive, who want to really start acquiring to maybe break even within 3 to 6 or 9 months. Really good for these types of brands, because a 2x MER or ROAS, for example, under this, in this case here, 70% lift in 11 months would be really a 3.4 ROAS or MER, depending on what you're measuring, in 11 months. So it really just depends on the business. The ones that are more cash strapped may not want to leverage this specifically, but there is a compounding impact of being able to acquire and spend more money. So your ad spend and acquisition efforts in Q4, they do have a compounding effort on returning customer revenue for the next 9 months and beyond, of course. So by understanding your LTV, you can confidently invest and make that decision to whether how aggressively you want to acquire. Maybe it's just a 3-month window, but again, just depends on the business. And then also understanding holiday cohort LTV is key, because impulse purchasers, in our experience and research during the holiday craze, can drive a lower than average lifetime value. So segmenting those that are acquired during the week of Black Friday, Cyber Monday would be a good idea to consider to further nurture engagement with tailored campaigns for them. So treating them kind of like somewhat of like a cold customer in a sense, where you can build into that retention as you would with your other new customers. Another note here, utilizing platform delayed attribution to inform decision making. This is some old school media buying that I want to throw in here. It goes well when considering the different platforms and the different purchaser behaviors on these respective platforms. So every business has a varying delayed attribution depending on the price of the product, the competition, the necessity of the product, and how urgently they need that. Higher AOV products in competitive industries, they actually tend to have a larger delayed attribution lift, because it takes time for them to research the product, consider all options before pulling the trigger. And then when looking at the platform specific targets, it's key to really understand each platform, for the reason that you can have ROAS targets based on the platform, knowing the behavior of the user on that platform. So on the right here, you can see a client here, within 28 days, there's a 56% lift in click ROAS. So what that means is, when you're optimizing from a 1-day view, which typically we don't recommend, but even a 7-day view, right? You can take this data into consideration, because if your goal is a 2x ROAS, for instance, a 1-day view would actually be a 1.28 when considering view and click ROAS. So this gives you some more confidence to be able to maintain and scale spend when you're below your ROAS target, especially during past holiday promotional periods. That's a key call out, is to make sure you're looking at last Q4 as well as promotions that you ran in 2023 and 2024 to understand what's that range of delayed attribution, so your team can confidently make decisions knowing that those customers will come back. All right, so this one is a secret sauce, and I'm just gonna go ahead and share with you all, because again, it's gonna be a wild one, but let's just get after it. So understanding attribution across channels is obviously key. We have Triple Whale as the tool of our choice for this. And so the reason why it's essential is because when you just look at platform ROAS and then you look at specific attribution models that are available, and you run correlation to revenue and MER, which we have done, and I'll share these specific results here on the right in a moment, you'll see that there's a good chance that you're going to see a higher correlation when optimizing off one of the many attributions available on Triple Whale. And that's what we've seen with a leading fashion brand here. So you can see on the right that Meta ROAS drove a 0.5 correlation to MER, but when we used total impact through Triple Whale, we actually saw 0.89 correlation. And then TikTok platform showed a 0.64, which is pretty strong, but with total impact, we saw 0.84. So obviously we're going to make decisions off of the higher correlation. And then the one that was a little surprising was with Google. Google platform ROAS actually drove a negative 0.14 correlation, which was surprising and alarming. So we looked at triple attribution, and that drove a 0.85. Again, one of the many Triple Whale attribution models. So when we started to do this, we implemented a media mix attribution model, and we were able to measure our efforts combined with retention channels to equate to 99% of total revenue over the last 12 months using our attribution correlation. So this is key. And one thing to point out is almost every brand we've worked with, we've seen last click and first click correlate the highest to MER, when it comes to retention marketing. So kind of pretty obvious, but I just want to flag that. Make sure you look into that because you don't want to be optimizing towards channels that are, for example, in combination driving 150% of total revenue. You want to be as close as possible because then you know it's actually incremental and driving sales. And so ultimately, the correlation analysis paired with attribution models will help you understand the true impact of your media mix, enabling informed decisions and confident real-time optimizations across all your channels. And the last point here is to ramp up spend and build engagement early for Black Friday and Cyber Monday success. So broken into two components here. The first one is to leverage October's lower CPMs to build warm audiences. So what that means is start scaling up early, anywhere from 10 to 20% or more, depending on your brand. I mean, a lot of companies are actually launching their holiday promotions before November due to the election. So you want to get those campaigns optimized before people start getting really distracted with the outcome of the elections. And so that's one thing to point out. But of course, the lower ad cost is a key point there. So lean in on it on your conversion campaigns and start scaling that up. We've seen CPMs be anywhere from 15 to 30% lower in November versus December. I think this year might not be the same just because there's a lot of spend going to these political ads. But essentially, you want to build that audience early on to have that cost-effective reach. And then the last point here is to run awareness campaigns to build audience pools. So I would say that there's enough data to back this, although some brands are not necessarily comfortable doing this because it doesn't show direct impact immediately. But running awareness objective campaigns, which typically have exponentially lower CPMs, can help raise awareness for new customers. And the reason why you'd want to do this is the early awareness sprints increase the top of funnel traffic, which primes your customers for conversion focused ads during peak shopping days. And so at the end of the day, you want to get on people's wish lists as soon as possible. There's a lot of brands competing for a smaller pool, I would argue, this year than even last year, given the cost of goods increasing. And so surveys have shown that consumers can take over a year at times to make a purchase, as I mentioned earlier, before from when they initially heard of your brand to when they actually pull the trigger and spend money. So the compounding impact of this can be profound if you continue to do this. And a meta rep of ours actually shared a case study that showed a direct lift in their advantage shopping campaigns when they ran those awareness sprints for about 2 weeks prior to promotional periods. All right, so just to quickly recap the 10 main points here. So use survey data to inform campaigns and offers, analyze purchase behaviors to curate unique experiences, leverage product LTV to inform offers, diversify and test offers to maximize scale, lean into your evergreen ads, diversify your approach to ad creative, spend confidently by understanding cohort LTV, understand platform-specific delayed attribution, run correlations on platform ROAS versus attribution model ROAS, and finally, ramp up spend to build audiences and leverage lower CPMs. All right, that's all I have for you today.
Cheyenne, that was so good. I can't tell you how happy I am that you brought up brand awareness campaigns, because that is also something that I talk about frequently, that you should absolutely have evergreen brand awareness campaigns running at the start of the year, especially in Q2 and Q3, with the expectation that you'll see that revenue return in Q4 during holiday season. So I felt very validated in your presentation. And I know a lot of other folks in the chat did as well. There was so much amazing discussion and insights and questions from so many folks in the chat. So I definitely would love if you could go through and answer some of those questions. But before I let you go, Cheyenne, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner today. Y'all, Resonate Media is giving away a $75 Amazon gift card. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll through and we'll choose our winner today. All right, our winner today is Adrian Pabon. Congratulations, Adrian. You are taking home a $75 Amazon gift card.
Congrats. And it's right ahead of Prime Day, right? So
exactly. Oh my gosh, perfect timing.
Of course.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ty. We'll chat soon.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Okay, friends. Next, joining me up on stage. Also, I saw that I think it was Daniel mentioned my cat in the chat before. That's him. His name is Dylan. He's joining us today. I have another cat. They're sister and brother. They're both tuxedo cats. Lily is doing her own thing. She's chilling in the living room. But today, Dylan is joining us and he's napping. So next, joining me up on stage from Smart Sites, we have Zach, who is the senior PPC analyst and e-commerce team lead. Zach is a seasoned expert in digital marketing, specializing in PPC advertising, pay-per-click advertising, and e-commerce strategy with over a decade of experience. Zach has managed a portfolio of Google ad campaigns exceeding 10 million in spend over 5 years across diverse verticals, including supplements, apparels, and outdoor accessories, etc. So with that said, Zach, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you. The stage is all yours. Okay, so it looks like Zach is having just a little bit of technical difficulties. Zach, are you unmuted by chance? I think you said in the chat that you were. Yeah. Yeah, he's unmuted. Okay, that's okay. Zach, we're going to take you off the stage real quick. We're going to figure this out backstage. In the meantime, we are going to bring on our next speaker. Daniel said this is PTSD from the 90s because Adrian shared a GIF of like the error message popping up. That's mood. That's the mood right now. Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and just keep things moving because I really want to hear Zach's presentation. It's going to be so good. So have no fear, though. We're going to go ahead and diagnose that in the background. In the meantime, though, we're going to go ahead and bring up James from Rainy City Agency. So James, go ahead and join us up on the stage.
Yep, is my audio working?
It is, yes, thank you.
Amazing.
Go ahead and pull up your deck. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and read your bio real quick. So everyone, prior to working with Rainy City, James worked as a director of paid media and creative strategy at All Out Social. Before that, he worked for the Financial Times in their events department. James has worked in ads for 4 years and has a keen eye for buyer psychology. We're so excited to have you here, James. Go ahead and pull up your deck, and the stage is all yours.
Awesome. Yeah, I just want to start out saying there's been some really interesting speakers on so far. I've learned a ton. Can you see my slideshow now?
Yes. Yep. Go ahead and just present that. Yep. Perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's pretty similar to the last presentation. Basically, what I tell my clients and what I really want to delve into is we need to have a planning roadmap to get as much out of Black Friday calendar month as possible. And in today's presentation, in the 10 minutes, I'm going to be showing you exactly what our steps are to get as much scale out, not just Black Friday, but the cool down period after. And basically about Rainy City, we are a website development, CRO, and meta ads agency, and we've worked with about 600 e-com brands, and we are the highest tiered meta badge agency. So this is a question that I actually had in one of our London events. Like, meta ads was getting a bad rep on stage, and myself and my other paid ads manager were just like, hey, I know it will be expensive in election year and Black Friday. CPMs are going to rocket, but there's no other channel that you can get offset slower months and end the year as extremely strong as meta ads if you do it right. And although the CPMs can 1 to 2x, we try and offset this by leveraging the best practices. And the key to reining in these sales from Meta is simple: prepare early or lose the traffic to a rival brand. And some of our clients themselves, they plan their inventory in January in their offers. So although that is really early, we'd like to be as prepared as possible. So that moves us on to what is actually in the roadmap. So we go into like sort of 5 areas, although it's all multifaceted for different clients, different niches. This is what we want to do with every as a typical roadmap. So we start out with data-driven planning. Then we're looking into crafting your irresistible offer. Then we'll map out our BFCM calendar, and then we'll prep the funnel and we'll go into creative production. So data-driven planning. This is basically getting in the nuts and bolts and the weeds of previous Black Fridays. And we want to just identify different pockets of data, whether it be ad categories that are working, formats that are working, creators that have worked. And we want to just dissect and get as much storytelling out of what made the winning ads winning. And we want to just emulate this for this year, and not just emulate, we want to improve them and get as much out of our creatives as possible. We also want to figure out our margins. The last presentation and a few other people have said this, before running any old offer. Otherwise, we could be giving too much away in BFCM. So again, we want to look at the gross margins. We want to be looking at what can we give away whilst also be irresistible. And again, we'll have like a data bank of top performing ads, not just our ads, competitor ads, and use them as a foundation for new concepts in 2024. So this is the crafting the irresistible offer bit. This is almost a buzzword now, is it irresistible offer? Alex Hormozy is the king of this messaging. But I say to my clients, we need to be irresistible, but they need to fit our brand margins, and they don't want to cheapen our brand as well. Because I was actually having a conversation with a client that onboarded in January or February. And on paper, when I was looking at numbers, I was like, yeah, you had a pretty solid Black Friday last year. Like the figures were good. It was above the run rate. It was one of their best months. But she said herself, she had like a sinking feeling the whole of the month. She thought she gave way too much away. And I think this year we're going to really dive down and think, how can we be irresistible without just giving too much away in terms of margins? And we then look into the finding the best performing hero products and top performing bundles. So we want to get the ones that are just the most impactful together, and we use data just to craft these irresistible offers. And the types of offers we go for, so we don't just settle for one offer throughout the month. We want to differentiate. We want to keep them fresh. So we'll go with discounts, gift with purchases, bundle deals, the buy more, save more. So this is one we did last year for one of our clients. Again, like the previous person said, just this really saves our and gets as much average order value if they're getting increased tiers, if they increased spend. And this is what I've like sort of recommended with a lot of our clients this year, because it's just great on the budget sheet. So then we'll look out to map out the BFCM calendar within our meta ads. So we have to like prep our offers well in advance, and I'll go on to the next slide, but this has been touched upon. A few weeks prior, we want to get as much traffic, email signups, and video views from our ads. So we'll run ads when it's the CPM's a lot cheaper, whether they be awareness objectives or just to get video views. And the aim of this is to get a really big pot of hot audience whilst the CPMs are lower, that we can retarget aggressively. And like I said before, mixing offers throughout the month, whether it be the weeks prior or the cool down period after. So this is in like a visual representation. So the 2 weeks warm up, the Black Friday weekend, and the cool down. And all of this is just ways to get as much scale out the whole month as possible. And some of our biggest weeks have actually been in the cool down. And this leads us on to the creative strategy. So one tactic that we've used is emphasizing gifting in creatives. So many consumers, obviously, they're looking. It's the holiday season. They're wanting to buy gifts, and ways we've actually reduced our CPMS is going through like the opposite gender. So if it's like a female skincare product, we'll go like and target male only in some ad sets and go, hey, if you're a boyfriend looking to get your girlfriend partner, buy this product. So like we'll play around with really clever hooks, and this is just a way again getting out the real red ocean markets and just getting as much scale. And we'll also implement urgency tactics. So shipping cutoff dates are a pretty good way of getting prompt purchases. We'll do this with like creative overlays. Again, just getting out. A lot of our audience have the credit card in their hands. How do we get them to purchase straight away and not lose out to our competitors? We also like to make sure that the data and the creative teams are as tight as possible. So some of the times when we've done our Black Friday calendar, some previous agencies have just set and forget. We want our creative teams to be fluid, and if we've got an offer that's really resonating or a creative reason that's really resonating, we want to be really quick on making iterations and just following the data and having like really quick turnaround times to just again stop the ad fatigue and get as much scale as possible. And like I mentioned before, historical data and post-purchase surveys are so important for our creative strategy, not just proving in not just going for iterations, but even for our new concepts. We always want to use the data for our creative strategy. And this is just an additional tip. I mentioned before on the Black Friday cooldown. This is what some of my colleagues mentioned that worked really well. So using actual founders offers is such a good way of getting more scale like 2 weeks after Black Friday. And this is because like our audience brains are fried from all the offers in the run up. So what we've done is in the past is use like plain text, no frills founders ads. And you can either do this through ads or emails, and just like a personal note with no like flashy design. And this is just a good way of just showing that we care about our customers. We don't want to be too heavy hitting in our promos whilst also keeping the scale going. So I'll go into basically how we've done this for a multi 9-figure brand. And this uses all the components from our roadmap, and they're a skincare brand that are doing like 6 mil a month. They're about to exit. So this is what we did. So from the 1st of November, so I think like many others have said, this might get earlier this year because of elections. We did like a no coupon code, so straight 20% automatic discount. And this was like the real warm up offer. And then through the Black Friday weekend, this is when we went ham on our main offer. So this was a gift with purchase, and we really picked a product to go with the hero product that didn't really rise shipping costs up. And again, this is absolutely killer. And this is obviously the most heavy hitting offer. And then in December, so this is a different but very enticing gift with product again, and followed by a founder's sale, like a real personal note that runs into Q5, which is the January period. And we went as aggressively as possible on email and SMS to go alongside our ads. And we just say, like, if you're not sending daily emails, your competitors were and will be. And our audience is really receptive to lots of promos because they know they're going to get the best deals. And yeah, just a little note from the founder. They really liked our differentiating offers approach. So because in the past that they've just kept the one offer going throughout the full month, and they've just fizzled out real fast. So yeah, that's why we launched new offers and the weeks prior and the weeks post. So yeah, that's how we get the most scale, and that's a case study we've done in the past. So yeah, that brings us to questions. My email is on this deck. I'd love to give anyone who's interested in an audit. It's not too late to get all our Black Friday calendar month planning, and we're still doing planning sessions with our clients. So yeah, I would love to speak to any brands that would like help.
Thank you so much, James. As always, amazing presentation. I know that there was quite a few questions in here, like I've said with every speaker, because everyone just has such an amazing caliber of information that we're sharing today, and so valuable. There are tons of questions in the chat. But before I let you go, I have to say, like, I've said it before, but such good giveaway prizes today, because courtesy of Rainy City Agency, they are going to be giving away a Blunt Metro umbrella. So I just love I love the pun there. It's so good.
It is
So
actually it is a really high quality, nice looking umbrella.
no, it is. It is, because you linked it before. And I was looking at it, I'm like, I need this in my
Yeah.
life, especially during like rain season. Like, this is a nice umbrella, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay,
Disclaimer.
perfect. We are gonna go ahead and choose this giveaway winner now. And our winner today is Brooke Kidner. Congratulations, Brooke. You are taking home a Blunt Metro umbrella, courtesy of James from Rainy City Agency.
Awesome.
Amazing. Thank you so much, James. We will catch you soon. Thanks for
Thank you.
joining us.
Cheers.
Bye. Okay, folks, we are going to bring Zach up from Smart Sites real quick. I know we were having some audio issues before, so we're going to try this again. So, Zach, come on up here.
3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yes,
good?
perfect. Oh my
All
gosh.
right, golden.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Before
love it.
I head off stage, go ahead and pull up your deck and we'll just make sure that we're all running smoothly.
Amen. All righty. How's well, thank you so much for the introduction, prior to the
Yeah, of
technical
course.
difficulties. So yeah, really happy to jump into some Black Friday strategies for Google Ads that is going to help maximize your account's return on ad spend. So without further ado, we'll jump right in. So named Zach, I'm a senior PPC analyst as well as the e-commerce team lead at Smart Sites. And I'm really excited to bring you some tips and tricks and some common pitfalls to avoid when you're ramping up your Black Friday, Cyber Monday efforts. So on the agenda today, we'll go over some key concepts for Black Friday. An overview of just some common pitfalls I see team members make, fellow advertisers on Google Ads during Black Friday. Preparation, of course, to reduce that friction. So we all hate those last minute fire drills, in the middle of November. So there's some great tools at your disposal within Google Ads that you can use to just reduce that friction. Next up, of course, coming correct with your offer, selecting an offer that mirrors your business objectives, also curating that to your Google Ads strategy. And then fourth, just getting back to reality. So those Black Friday transactions are, not going to typically occur too far after a 30% site sales ended. So almost as important as getting prepared for Black Friday is to prepare yourself for normality post Black Friday. So happy to get into some of the details. So if you could take away, one tip here from my experience managing Google Ads campaigns over the past 5 years with Smart Sites, just 10 years in digital, is to avoid doing too much too fast. So avoid creating new campaigns just for Black Friday. As many of you know, Performance Max is Google's new end-all be-all solution for shopping ads. Majority of your revenue for any e-commerce account, is going to come from your shopping ads. And anybody that's well acclimated with Performance Max will know that it takes some ramp-up time. To be exact, it typically takes around 4 to 6 weeks of data for a Google Ads pixel to really be seasoned within a Performance Max campaign. So honestly, launching a new campaign, brand new Performance Max campaign, the week that your sale is going to start is going to be more detrimental than if you were to take your current campaigns and position them for Black Friday. Changes to active campaigns are much less negatively impactful than just creating a brand new campaign. So what can you do to prepare for the increased conversions, the increased sessions, is to create seasonality adjustments. So this is a Google Ads tip I really don't see many advertisers leveraging, and so I felt like it would be a good one to bring to the table today. So there is a setting, create seasonality adjustments within tools, budgets, and bidding. Please reach out to me if you want to know exactly where. Nonetheless, though, what you can do is if you have an account that's well seasoned with data, you can take a look at your previous year's conversion rate, and then you can set a signal to your account that, let's say, for example, here, you're expecting to see a 60% increase within conversions during the time of Black Friday in your sale. So what you can go ahead and do is put in a seasonality adjustment directly into Google. 2 different adjustments that you can make. You can do so with budget, you can do so with conversion rate. So essentially here, we're sending a signal to Google so that the smart bidding can adjust to a 60% increase conversion rate during a specific date range, being the date of your sale. More interestingly is you can get very granular with these seasonal adjustments. You can do so by campaign type. You can do so by specific campaign. You can also do so by device type. So, really, you could have, upwards of 5, 10, 15 different seasonality adjustments based upon your historical data here. So, for example, down here, we see that a increase of 60% for the conversion rate. So, if you're typically yielding a 5% conversion rate, which would be fantastic for e-commerce, your conversion rate, or at least the signal that you're sending to Google's machine learning and algorithm would be that you're expecting an 8% conversion rate. So here's another important one and common misconception here as well. Give your campaign some breathing room. Higher TROAS setting does not always equal better performance. TROAS, or target return ad spend, it should be viewed more so as a budget tool rather than a performance tool, which I have many conversations with my clients, my team members about this concept. So setting a target return on ad spend too high is going to muscle yourself out of a lot of potential sales. So by setting a target return on ad spend that is, significantly higher than what you've been averaging on, a 30-day basis, is going to kneecap your impressions. You will not see as many searches as you could, and you won't be soaking up as many sales as you could. So our recommendation is to set your target return on ad spend level at least 25 to 50% below your 30-day average. And this can be adjusted as you go, as ensuring that you're making these TROAS adjustments incrementally as to not set your campaigns back into a learning phase during your most important time of the year. So don't stress, schedule. Google provides us with plenty of tools to, make sure that we have a frictionless transition from evergreen ads to Black Friday promotions. So scheduling promotional asset extensions and product listing promotions is, a great way that you can prepare yourself for the season. Extensions for search ads, very simple. They include pre-templated headers. Of course, you can input whatever the percentage is, indicate the items, and then most importantly, schedule these out. So they'll look similar to this, whereas you just have a title and just whatever the promotion is on whatever product is. On desktop, you're going to have a little bit more information. So you'll have the ability to implement the promo code as well as the date range as to which your promotion is going to be active, create some demand and some urgency. And then here we have just some screenshots of Google Merchant Center promotions for product listing ads. So even more so than your search extensions, these are promotions you're going to want to schedule out as far as possible. When you're applying promotions to specific products, specific product lines, there tends to be some back and forth between the approval process, as any of you know who have uploaded a promotion. So the best thing that you can do is get these done in October. Ensure that they're all approved. All of the promotion IDs match the products, and then you can hit the ground running when Black Friday is upon us. Also, some tools to help out with just ensuring that we're hitting these promotions in a timely manner is you can upload from a file, Sheets template, as well as an API, which would be the less demanding option of all of them. So kind of looping into some of the initial points I was making, you're going to want to set up your campaigns for Black Friday rather than creating just brand new campaigns for Black Friday. So an excellent way to do so is to pre-approve and avoid any disapprovals that you're going to have within your ad copy, as well as your asset extensions. So if you're to create new responsive search ads, enable them within campaigns, have them approved, reviewed, pause them, then you'll have the ability to just easily enable those ads once the sale starts, as well as easily pause those ads when the sale ends. For those of you that work in some restricted industries, supplements, anything healthcare related, the difficulty of having ad copy approved, and it's just a breath of fresh air to know that all of your ad copy has been pre-approved in the month of October. Clients will love that as well. And one thing that I do see that's commonly missed is including asset extensions in this discussion and curating them to promotional offerings. So, a lot of call outs and site links, I find when I audit accounts are, set it and forget it. These for Black Friday should absolutely be the opposite of the case. So having call outs speak specifically to promotional offerings, having site links linked directly to discount pages, as well as discounted products, collections pages, and then of course price extensions to reflect any sort of discount that you're providing during that Black Friday, Cyber Monday push. So very important, might be a little bit more on the simplistic side, but you got to come correct with your offer. So, gone are the days of consumers being excited about 15% off promotions. So we found it best to tier promotions in order to reach specific objectives that you have within your Google Ads account or just business objectives. So the first one being product specific. Need to have a product specific discount. One common one is having a discount to top performers, having this being a limited offer, creating demand, creating urgency. And then also having your largest discount reserved for excess inventory. If you've got products, they're sitting on shelves, they're collecting dust. We found that by implementing a upwards of 70% discount will help move those products. Also help drive more conversions during this high sales time, and then also having the ability to remarket those users that are buying those discounted products with another offer. Next up, site-wide. So customers expect at least a 25% discount. Don't come here with your 5 to 10% discounts, because that's not what consumers want. So we've seen at least 25% being the most common, the most successful. Upwards of 30% we've seen from large retailers. And free shipping, not an acceptable Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer. Amazon has ruined that for all advertisers. So thank them, not me. Third up, so bundling and free gifts. So great way that you can increase your average order value. Also an excellent way that you can reduce excess inventory by bundling a supplementary product or complementary product with a bestseller, including a product that hasn't sold as well as your free gift. Great ways that you can tier your promotions. And then finally, but certainly not least, would be your early bird promotion. I'd say this is one that brands miss out on the most commonly, and it's very impactful. So having an early bird discounts allows you to get users right back into your remarketing list, win them back with one of the other 3 promotions we've discussed, a free gift, a very large website promotion. So early bird promotions, they can start as early as October and then run through, right about when your sale is scheduled for. So lastly, getting back to reality, Black Friday performance significantly impacts Google Ads machine learning. And whether you ride this to the max of what these increased users and sessions are generating for you, is dependent on reverting your account back to levels of cost and conversion that the account has been previously used to. So how can we revert our account back to reality? A couple of ways that are more simplistic, one that's a little bit more experimental that I'm excited to share with you guys. So, like I said, your Black Friday results are going to likely end when that 30% off sale ends. And what I've seen very commonly is that the week or 2 weeks after Black Friday, we're seeing the same level of spend, but a significant decrease to conversions and conversion rate, of course, based upon the sale ending. So these ones kind of go without saying, reducing budgets back to the levels that they had been spending, doing so sooner than later. So adjusting bid strategies that you've been incrementally adjusting upwards, ensuring that they aren't significantly past, let's say, 7-day results following Black Friday, reverting your ad copy. So that's a nice simple switch on, switch off if you were to follow my suggestion that we were speaking earlier by getting it pre-approved, just going right back to the evergreen ad copy. And then lastly, I put this one with the data, or I put this one with an asterisk as, it isn't necessarily Google Ads best practice. Nonetheless, we have seen success in some accounts from implementing this. So data exclusion. Again, kind of similarly to the seasonality adjustments, they're actually in the same tab. This is a feature that I feel is very unknown to the majority of Google Ads advertisers. So data exclusion is a tool that allows you to communicate to Google Ads algorithm and machine learning that maybe you had some corrupted data. Maybe you had, conversions that had double counted. Maybe you had a false transaction for a high volume of revenue that got attributed to your Google Ads campaigns. And it's sending signals to the algorithm and machine learning that aren't necessarily a reflection of your performance. One way that you can reset this type of learning is by creating a data exclusion. So rather than creating this data exclusion when there is tracking issues, doing so after the Black Friday period will help revert your account back to normality, back to reality, where you are seeing those traditional conversion rates, the traditional cost per conversions. Users and sessions have gone, to a normal spot. So you can send in the signal, and it will exclude the machine learning from the date ranges that you are seeing. So this is more of an experimental suggestion, but nonetheless, one that we've seen success from. So some key takeaways here, just to wrap things up. First and foremost, avoid doing too much too fast. PMAX is going to take you at least 4 to 6 weeks of learning, and you don't want to be doing that learning during the peak season. Schedule as much as humanly possible. Google's got great tools to help reduce friction and eliminate fire drills, making your life easier along come the Black Friday promotions. Choosing promotions based on your objective, mirroring your promotions with your objectives for the season. And of course, as equally as it is to prepare, is to revert. So preparing yourself for the remainder of the holiday season and ensuring that your campaigns aren't going too wonky in terms of cost and spend. So if you guys have any questions, more than happy to chat in the chat and then take things offline. But appreciate your guys' time.
Thank you so much, Zach. I feel like your presentation was not only filled with so much valuable information, but also just like a masterclass on running ads efficiently. For anyone who didn't grab screenshots of his presentation, like his presentation, one of many, I recommend definitely checking out in the recording and going back and screenshotting, because a lot of that was almost like checklist items that a marketing manager, director of e-commerce, etc., paid media buyer needs to have on hand to run ads more efficiently, to run a team more efficiently. So fantastic. Also loved your call outs about coming correct with your offer as well. Consumer mentality is consumers are expecting to see your best discount, your best offer for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I loved all of those tips that you provided about ensuring that as a brand, you are coming correct with that solid offer. So all in all, amazing presentation. And I'm sure so many folks agree.
Thanks, Mia. Really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. And before I let you go, everyone, Zach is going to be providing a $50 Uber Eats gift card so y'all can get some lunchies, some dinner, some breakfast, wherever you're based out of, because I know we got folks joining us from all over the world. So we are going to go ahead and choose this winner today. And our winner today is Deb Wong. Congratulations, Deb. You are taking home a $50 Uber Eats gift card, courtesy of Zach from Smart Sites. Congratulations. Amazing. Thank you so much, Zach. We will chat with you soon. And everyone, I cannot believe that we are already at our last speaker of the day. Joining us up on stage next, we have Kim from Absolute Web. Come on up here, Kim. Hey, Kim, how are you? Oh, I think you're muted, love.
There we are.
Perfect. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing so good. Go ahead and pull up your screen and I'm going to read off your fabulous bio. Everyone, before joining the Absolute Web team, Kim was a senior marketer at Aroma 360 and Hotel Collection, leading brand growth. Now at Absolute Web, Kim helps brands scale their advertising on platforms like Meta, Google, Microsoft, Pinterest, and TikTok. Kim's main focus is strategizing how to drive greater conversions for less. That's the ultimate goal. When not working, you can usually find her running 5Ks. I admire you for that. Doing yoga and reading books about math and probability. Okay, I love that so much. Kim, without further ado, the stage is all yours. Go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mia. And yes, like Mia mentioned, I've been in the industry for about 6 years now, and with the Absolute Web for about 3. Absolute Web has an incredible team of web developers and marketers. And for the last 25 years, we've really just been servicing brands in the e-commerce space, really who are looking to, make changes to their website, update or improve conversion rates on their website, or really just looking to run ads. So, yep, that's a little bit about me. Jumping right into all of this. Title here is Maximizing Budgets, Creativity, and Metrics. We'll be talking about budgeting and pacing first. So jumping right into everything, budget planning. I know this was like a topic in the chat a little bit earlier. Some people were curious about when to start advertising for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, when they should start the planning for that time period. I always say the sooner the better. And so if you're able to have your Black Friday, Cyber Monday budget planned a year in advance or 6 months in advance, that's great. And so you definitely want to consider spending more and how you're going to be spending more during the season. So Shopify recently reported that there was a 12.12% increase in advertising spend from 2022 to 2023. Now we can only expect that number to increase this year, especially considering the fact that we have the election, of course, and there's obviously just so much happening in the macro scope of things. So definitely a lot to consider as we go into Q4 2024. One note too here, I had another number I wanted to tell you guys. Yeah, so we can see that this election specifically is probably the most digital election we're going to have, or that we've had so far, where we've seen about 22 billion spent on digital ads from the presidential election to congressional election. So your audience is being inundated with a lot of messaging from your competitors, from politicians. AdRoll recently found that some platforms can see CPMs increase by 45% or more during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And this little graph here I have from RevealBot, sorry about that. This little graph here shows that we can see CPMs take a really sharp increase towards the end of October, and they continue to rise into November and take that steep drop at the beginning of January too. So definitely something to be mindful of as we go into, or as we're developing our budget plans for this season. I always say leave room for error as well when you're creating your budgets or any of your plans. You don't want to be left uncomfortable or shocked when you see things drop below a certain number or go well above a certain number. So just having room and a little fluff for error in your budget. So one thing too I want to note is you want to prioritize your budget or consider your budget prioritization. So when we're building when we're building our Black Friday Cyber Monday funnel, you want to consider when you're going to be advertising to different people in that funnel. So top of funnel, we're likely going to be looking to build that early on in the Black Friday Cyber Monday timeline. So September, October is where we're going to be spending a lot on our awareness campaigns, like Shane and I think Matt it was who mentioned, but some of our other speakers here today definitely dove a lot deeper into the specific ads that you want to be doing on Meta and Google. And I think they're both correct, and they all had really great insight into these kind of positions. But I kind of want to just provide a high level view of like when you're advertising for the season. September to October, I think, is a really great time to start increasing that budget and focusing on prospecting audiences, finding out where you might have new people who are interested in your products, building your email list, your SMS list. If you have any quizzes on your site, you want to drive your consumers there and ensure that you're really engaging those who might be interested in your product for later. And then as we close in on late October, November, Black Friday, Cyber Monday week and weekend, that's where we'll do a little bit more focusing on our retargeting audiences and our bottom of funnel audiences. The type of creative that we're prioritizing during this time is key too. So videos can serve really well for top of funnel audiences, especially on Meta and TikTok. And then product listing ads can serve really well and be really profitable on Google, Meta, and serve really well to your retargeting audiences. So one thing I also like to recommend my clients do is to break up or categorize their catalog. So separating your best sellers from your new arrivals, from your low stock or your sales items. You can always have one singular dynamic carousel running that'll show users show users products or items that they might have interacted with. But I always think having things a little bit more segmented and controlling a little bit on your end can be fairly beneficial. So pacing your spend. So like I mentioned before, I know this was talked about in the chat about when to start advertising for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And like I said, the earlier the better. And if especially when we're looking to build different our email list and our pixels. AdRoll recently found that brands that launched their sales sooner in November experience lower CPMs. And we can see here in this little graph or this little call out from Shopify, they're sourcing Deloitte, but we found that 66% of holiday shoppers in 2023 expected to shop during that Thanksgiving week, and that's an increase from 49% in 2022. So we can already guess or imagine how much more users are going to be expecting to be shopping at that Thanksgiving table this year, especially considering we're going to have the election just a few weeks or just a week or so before Black Friday, Cyber Monday comes around. Down here, I also pulled a couple of graphs. I believe this is from Tapcart, wherein Tapcart did a little bit of research noting that noting which generation is looking to shop when and how soon or how advanced their planning is. So we can see that 44% of users, at least in 2023, are planning to shop at least a week beforehand. So, or at least they have their planning for Black Friday done a week beforehand. So they know where they're going to be shopping. They know the discount or how much they're looking to spend for, and they really have their whole scope of what they're looking to do that once those sales or once those prices start dropping. So when we're considering pacing as well, you also want to consider when or how often you're going to be increasing your budget. So across many of the platforms, I recommend increasing your budget 10 to 15% every 3 days. You don't want to go in there and start doubling your budget every day or just have one day where you suddenly increase your spend. This will allow you to keep things consistent, your KPIs consistent, so you're not kind of pushing things too far. Like some of our speakers mentioned today, you don't want to make too many changes too quickly, especially during the season where approvals can come in a lot later than expected. Things can get disapproved for whatever reason. Links can get broken. So it's better to keep things as consistent as possible, making smaller changes every few days. And also be mindful of not spending as much as you do during your non-sale date. So if you don't have a specific promotion going on during that day, definitely reduce your budget. It seems kind of silly to say, but I think it's definitely worth noting that like you are going to experience slower days and you simply just shouldn't spend as much on those days. So creative and messaging. Um, I know we talked a little bit too about some evergreen creatives here, but I want to talk about high level kind of what do we want to do or what do we want to show our consumers as far as creative goes. So UGC, how-tos, testimonials, why we created this product or founder videos as they're called, I think work really well as top of funnel kind of creative. In a Wisall study, 86% of marketers confirmed that an increase in web traffic from video content. So videos work really great for awareness campaigns or any sort of top of funnel objective to really drive users to the website, ensure they're engaging with their content and that they want to come back when that Black Friday deal is shown to them. And also be sure to have audio background music. And if there's any speaking, make sure to have captions as well. And whenever a video isn't possible, consider using a GIF with audio. Something short, 5 seconds, can be really beneficial as well. With your messaging, you definitely want to consider, or rather, you want to set customer expectations. Let go of all the confusing kind of deals and promotions and really keep things simple. If it's a 25% off site wide, let them know what it is and how long they have till that deal ends, right? What products are on sale, how fast will the shipping be, and when is the shipping cutoff for, holiday deals or not holiday deals, but for the holiday gifts or whatever the case may be. Urgency is also key during these times. There's going to be incredible noise, so you don't necessarily want to focus on the most pretty ads, for example, but you definitely want users to know like, hey, we're offering 20-30% off of this product, or we're offering buy one, get one for this limited time only, and be really clear, really specific, and urgent during these times. A/B testing, I think, is incredibly important and actually should be done a little bit before you enter November. This is where you're looking into, are we sending users to collection pages versus product pages? Should we show more image ads versus video ads? Things like that can really provide a lot more insight during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. According to VWO, 60% of businesses that performed A/B testing in their campaigns reported an increase in conversion rates. So you definitely don't want to leave money on the table by not testing different ad copy, testing different CTAs, and really engaging and playing with your audience to see what works best for them. And of course, I do have a couple of graphs here that just kind of detail how short form video can be really effective in driving return on investment. And of course, TikTok has a lot of data to show how users discover products on their platform. So 49% of users are on there discovering a new product, 35% of them are discovering new content. So there's a lot of newness happening and discovery happening on TikTok, and that can be really beneficial for top of funnel campaigns and really driving users to your website. So really quickly, here's my last slide actually, but some KPIs to consider when you're during your Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. Return on ad spend, obviously, I think is a key metric that a lot of businesses will focus on. My preference personally as a media manager is to ensure that you have a minimum of return on ad spend that you're willing to break. So if you're well above this, then we're able to continue spending and able to continue looking for those customers who want to purchase our products. If we reach that number, let's move on. Let's cut whatever isn't working and move on to the next. Cost per acquisition is really important during this time, or customer acquisition costs as well. So you want to consider how much you're spending to get these customers, especially during Black Friday, Cyber Monday season, where things are already heavily discounted. You don't want to dig into your profit margins at all. And of course, your conversion rate. So I think this is something that is being talked about more and more as conversion rate optimization becomes more of a popular topic. But you want to consider how much of your audience from any campaign, from any one channel is converting, and then really hone in on how to improve or increase that conversion rate. And obviously be sure to use a single source of truth. It's incredibly important to have that one source where you trust all the information that's coming in. Hint, hint, triple whale can be really beneficial in this way. Some secondary KPIs that I like to look at when I'm determining what's working and what's not in my ad campaigns are CTR, CPM, and engagement rates. Click-through rates, I really like to have like a minimum number of like 3.5 or something like that to really let me know, is this an ad creative that is worthwhile to continue, to have on? Should I let this, or rather, should I turn this off, or should I keep this on at the moment? So CTR, CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions is really a key indicator for me as well. If it's too expensive to reach many people with this one creative, then it's better that we switch it out with something else and test out something that might reach a lot more users a lot cheaply. Engagement rates are as well very similar to click-through rates, can tell you how often or how much people are really engaging with the content that you're showing them. These are really just best as used as general indicators, not necessarily defining metrics that that I think you should bring to, or rather consider when you're deciding on how effective your overall ad campaign is. But when you're looking at the nitty gritty and you're trying to decide whether or not to keep a certain creative on or off, I think these kinds of metrics can really provide the insight that you're looking for. And when we're diving into the after, what happens after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this is when you want to take some time to, like I mentioned before, reduce your budgets, and also really take a look into where you saw the best success and really kind of figure out a way to replicate that either in the future for the next Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or how to finish out the year in a way that you're most comfortable with. And then go ahead and kind of create a report highlighting some of the successes and areas for improvement. A lot of businesses, it really depends on what industry you're in, but you can break down your successes based off of advertising channel, product category, what pages you sent users to, what kind of creatives you showed users. There are a lot of different ways to evaluate what worked and what didn't work for you during this season. And I think it's important to do that as soon as possible so that you go into the next year with as much information as possible too. And that's it from me. Any questions so far? Let me go through the chat really quick.
Yes, thank you so, so much, Kim. I particularly loved that last slide when you were talking about the key metrics to have. That was just another one of those slides. Like I've said it before, all of the speakers have had such amazing decks that we've been presenting. And that was another slide that was so perfect for our attendees today. Again, just as a reminder for everyone, this is recorded. The recording will be sent out, so you will be able to refer back to Kim's amazing presentation and take down any notes you may have missed, because this was so good. So thank you so much, Kim.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. And I will,
Perfect. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose your giveaway item winner. So everyone, Kim is going to be providing an Amazon gift card. Again, perfect for Prime Day coming up. So without further ado, our winner for today's session is Alejandro Cabrera. Congratulations, Alejandro. You are taking home an Amazon gift card courtesy of Kim from Absolute Web. Congrats.
Awesome. Congrats, Alejandro.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kim. We'll chat with you soon. Okay, everyone. And now that is the end of our presentation today of our webinar. So before I let y'all go, there is just one more slide I want to share real quick and just let y'all know that we have an upcoming webinar. If you enjoyed today's session, which I hope y'all did because the energy was so high, the vibes were so good. This, I feel like, went so well. So if y'all want to join again for another webinar that we have coming up, feel free to join our upcoming webinar, 5 big commerce tools to unlock post-holiday success. Today was all about prepping for holiday. Now we're getting ready for post-holiday. Crazy, I know, but that's where we are. So I went ahead and dropped the registration link in the chat. Go ahead and reserve your spot. Again, we have some amazing folks joining. Also, if you are keen to know all of the webinars that we are joining or all of the webinars that we are hosting, we actually have a weekly newsletter that I run called Inside the Whale, where I provide a roundup of all of our webinars. I'm actually going to drop that link as well in case you're not on our in case you're not subscribed to our newsletter. So here is that link as well. Go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter. That way y'all can keep track of all of the different webinars that we have coming up that we're participating in and hosting in. And guess what? All of the webinars that we host, we have giveaway items. So if you didn't win anything today, join the next webinar because you might win something there. So again, it was such a pleasure being your host today. I hope y'all have an amazing BFCM. This is not the last time you'll be seeing me because we have webinars all the time. It was such a pleasure being your host, and we'll chat soon, everyone.